Hey guys, we are going live. It's starting to get a little crazy. There's two really scary looking storms in Indiana and Illinois right now. I know Texas has the biggest threat right now for a 10% hatch risk, but we do have two isolated supercells here in Indiana and Illinois that look pretty nasty, and they are both rotating. They're both rotating pretty good. Look at this one here in Illinois. This one just absorbed the storm, so it was rotating really strong there for a while, and it the storm that it just absorbed kind of killed it for a minute, but it's probably going to recycle. And I mean, this thing, it's got some rotation. I mean, this thing looks like it's ready to cause some problems. I mean, looking at this here, like this thing, it's kind of got knocked around a little bit here at that storm it just absorbed. But I mean, look at this last scan. I mean, my goodness, you can't deny how strong that little pointy, sharp pointer for rotation is right there. I mean, this thing looks like it's ready to drop a tornado. Also, too, I actually changed my velocity radar a little bit today. I switched to the Birmingham, Alabama one. It's similar to the one that I had, but you know, it basically makes all the colors a little more brighter, a little more friendly for the stream, I would say. Yeah, I did change to the Birmingham one. I liked it. I looked at like 30 different ones today, color tables for these. Now, I'm really happy with the Birmingham one, I think. It's very similar to one I've always used, just a little bit brighter, a little more colorful. But our other storm is looking pretty scary too. There's actually a reported wall cloud as I was watching here on max velocity stream. But I mean, I actually seen a picture of the storm. But this one in Indiana is looking pretty scary too. I mean, it's really little still, but I mean, it's an isolated supercell out here by itself, and it's basically just to eat everything up and cause big problems, I think, in the future. So today is looking very, very suspicious today. Like, things are looking very suspicious. Go ahead and pull this thing up too on the 3D view. It's like it's not real big yet, but this thing is rotating big time, and you can see it's trying to reach down. This scan looked a little more scary to me. You got to come all the way down through here. Like, this thing, it's rotating. I mean, it's not a really tight rotation yet, but it's working on it. So, yeah, these are the two storms I'm really concerned about right now. So I want to go ahead and start up the stream because I think these two storms actually have a really high potential of spinning up a tornado here in the future, and they may be down for a while if they do, because they're, these are isolated supercells. They got nothing. It's not a line of storms. Nothing's going to stop them right now. So it's a little concerning. Hey, what's going on, Ohio? Dude, I'm from Cincinnati too. Well, I'm a little further north. I'm up here like Middletown, Franklin area. How bad you get hit yesterday? It wasn't too bad here. I mean, got a big gust of winds early in the morning. I'd say around noon. But the second wave of storms after the sun came out, I thought they're going to be pretty scary because whenever the sun comes out, it supercharges the sky again. And I thought we were going to get blasted, but really wasn't too bad. I mean, a little bit of hail, just some, a little windy thunderstorms, but not too crazy yesterday. I think we did really well in Ohio yesterday. Other than, well, everything from the Columbus and to the east, they got hit really by that one storm that went through Pennsylvania. Let me pull that up, actually. I don't know if it's still as bad as it was yesterday, but man, we had a ton of power outage yesterday. Yeah, they've really fixed it up a lot, but yeah, pretty much anywhere from Columbus over here, yeah, that storm took out all that power. Looks like they fixed a lot of it here in Columbus area, but they still got some more houses to work on. And this thing went all the way through Pennsylvania. I mean, you clearly see where the storm went, right? That thing came through us yesterday. How you doing, Brian? Yeah, that's a storm that went through Pennsylvania yesterday, and that caused like 560,000 households to lose power yesterday. Yeah, right now I'm watching two storms that are looking pretty threatening. We got this little guy out here in Indiana, and then Got one over here in Illinois too as well. It's looking a little threatening. I mean, I got 5 radars up. I got them down in Texas, Oklahoma, everywhere today. But yeah, this one's looking pretty concerning too. You know, it's got a hook on it. I gotta turn on my screenwriting app. There we go. Yeah, if you guys are in any area today, you got any questions, concerns, just type in the city and state and I can kind of pull it up for you. Let me go ahead and bring up our basically our risk for today. I gotta find the right. I think I accidentally closed it. That's our national weather radar. Let me grab it real quick. I'm gonna show you where our chances for tornadoes are today. It's the SBC outlook from National Weather. Well, Pivotal Weather.
We are watching our tornado warning here in southwest Illinois near New Baden. This is back over on our storm in southwestern Indiana.
All right, so day 1 tornado. This is where we're expected to see some tornadoes today. So we got a 2% chance in the green and a 5% in the red. And both of these 2 storms I'm looking at are in this red area right now in Indiana and Pennsylvania. Or Indiana and Illinois. So yeah, if you live in these areas, you need to be weather aware today.
The storm's gotten more organized over the last few minutes south of Trenton.
Ohio's looking good, though. I don't think we're going to get any action in Ohio today, hopefully. We might get some rain showers. Hopefully we don't get any tornadic weather today. Let me go ahead and pull. This is basically like my big national weather radar. I can basically look at the whole United States at once with. My tornado tracking radar, I got to connect to each individual radar site. You can kind of see where all the rain's at and where it's heading. Yeah, right now our most concerning storms are probably going to be these isolated supercells in this area here. Discrete, isolated, whatever you want to call them.
We got multiple storms firing up just south of St. Louis as well. Again, some isolated hail and wind are possible. We have one severe warning in all of Missouri right now. And it's in kind of
this one was looking really scary a little bit ago.
South of Ava in Missouri, producing hail and wind. Back over in Arkansas, we got an entire line of thunderstorms. It's going to be pushing.
Can't really deny that. This thing looks like it's ready to drop a tornado at any time.
We actually just had a 63.
And you have a very obvious lowering right here of rotation.
Some damaging winds right now moving across the central part.
As I move this slider over, you can't see it. This is the velocities getting higher. So the more that disappears, the stronger the winds are. So it looks like our really high velocities end right up around here. But yeah, as the velocities get weaker, you can see how they keep dropping down further. So that's really all it has to do is get a little bit stronger, and this thing's going to drop down. I mean, it's dropped down already. It's just doesn't have enough strength yet, but it's getting there. Very concerning storm right here. And this is the one in Illinois right here. It's just east of St. Louis, and it's heading towards New Baden, Albers, Damiansville, Germantown, Breese, Avaton. I can't see what letter that is. The tornado warning's blocking it. Yeah, this thing's looking pretty scary. I feel like, yeah, this thing could drop one at any moment. It just depends on what the weather wants to do. I'm going to go back to the storm in Indiana real quick. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to turn down max velocity a little bit too loud.
The velocities haven't really looked overly impressive, but I mean, we have an inflow tail coming in from the right there. That is going to help to organize our structure and potentially spin up a tornado.
But yeah, we got all kinds of storms down in Texas too. I'm going to go back to the Indiana one. This is our one in Indiana. Still just a little guy, but I mean, it's definitely got the rotation still. This thing is rotating for sure. Looks like it's actually trying to pop out a little hook right here.
He's, again, the only chaser that I'm even aware of that is here in western Illinois today.
Yeah, this one's just as concerning, I think. I mean, it's not quite as big and strong as the other storm, but it's still rotating. Yeah, it doesn't look as strong now, but I mean, it's definitely rotating. Looks like we have two areas that are rotating. You got it coming down here, and then you got it coming down here. We'll turn up the velocities much higher. So our highest velocities are right here, which is very interesting because we do have a very, very high velocities of this lower part right here by itself. So that's yeah, that's starting to look a little concerning. I think in either one of these storms could cause some real problems for us today. If there's anybody new here in chat that's concerned about any area, just type in your city and state and I'll pull it up for you. Take a look at it. I'll go ahead and go look at, so we got a whole bunch of storms down here in Texas. They actually just dropped the risk in Texas. We had a 10% hatched in Texas and they dropped it down back to a 5%, it looks like. Yeah, they had like a 10% hatch right here about an hour ago, and they just went ahead and took it out, I guess. I think all these big storms that we have in Texas basically ate up all the nader juice down there, and we just don't really have anything to start one up. I mean, we do, but like the atmosphere is definitely like supportive for tornadic rotations, but like a lot of that nader juice has been ate up down there, so it's not a whole lot. This is actually over by Lubbock. This here is basically up north into the west of Texas, but we had a couple storms here. Nothing real crazy going on here yet, but these may get into some action later on. But over here near Dallas, let me get to my radar near Dallas. There's Central Texas. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of storms over here. We got a whole line of storms over here. Trying to figure out, like, there's so many storms here. I really don't even have like a best radar to see them all with because they're so spread out. But I can go ahead and pull the bring up the national weather once you can kind of see how many storms are here. I mean, it's just a huge, massive area coming all the way from Dallas all the way up to, halfway through Missouri. We got a whole big line of storms. But yeah, pretty much a lot of this just ate up all the nader juice for today in Texas. I mean, we still have a chance of seeing some stuff, but it definitely weakened the risk somewhat. Yep, I'm going to go ahead and go back to these two storms we're watching. Oh, looks like that thing definitely popped out its hook now. This little guy's trying. This little guy's trying really hard to make something happen here. This was right on top of Montgomery, Lagote. I don't know how you're going to say that city, but it's heading towards Shoals, Huron, Indian Springs, and Williams, and this is in Indiana. This is quite a way south from Indianapolis. I'm going to see, take a look at its storm track motion here. Yeah, it's pretty much going northeast. But yeah, we're going to be watching both of these very closely just because we do have like wind shear and stuff in these areas. And these storms are all by themselves. Those are the scariest ones. And I'm going to go back to Illinois. Not actually connected to the Illinois radar. I'm connected down here in St. Louis. But looking at the, oh my goodness, this thing is looking bad. Oh my goodness, this thing's probably going to hit the ground at any moment now. We just had a big uptick. National Weather's measuring rotation from 3,700 feet all the way up to 17,000 feet at a 1.2 strength. So this thing is really upticking now, and it's already tornado warned. It is already tornado warned. Yeah, Mac's about to look at the Illinois one too. Yeah, I think this thing's, that last scan, I don't know how long it's been like this. Let's actually go back because I was looking at some other stuff. Let's see how long it's been this strong. Okay. So yeah, it literally just upticked that latest scan when we showed up. See how we got some duller green and blues with weaker rotation. Then we go from the bright blues to the bright greens. So that means it's getting stronger. And now we're coming all the way up into we got a little pink or yellow spot here. It's moving way up on the chart here.
The outflow boundary also a little bit out in front of our supercell, so it might struggle at least for a little bit to produce a tornado unless the storm can catch back up to the outflow boundary. Shout out to Winter.
Can't really get a new 3D view yet until my 3D view scans are a little behind, but thing looks a little threatening to me, I'd say.
All right, wall cloud is still here in southwestern Indiana, but it's definitely not as organized as before. Hunter Hurley is once again coming up on the storm that is he's currently in the tornado.
Staying strong.
Brees, Illinois. If he turns to the left here in a second, we might see it better.
We're gonna have to watch this one very closely.
Wrong direction. He's positioning though.
Yes, there is already a tornado warning on the storm, by the way. So it looks like, yeah, we're measuring the rotations from 3,007 feet up to 13,000 feet at a 1.3 strength. So it's measured at 1.5 at 13,000, 1.5 at 10,000, 1.2 at 7,900, and 5,700 feet. So this thing's cranking.
Thank you, Kyle, for the $5 super chat. Is there anything to worry about in O'Fallon, Missouri?
It's like it downtrended a little bit, but it's still pretty strong. We lost the yellow there in the normalized rotation, but it's still rotating. Just so I'll let you guys know, I've seen it when it's these colors, and we've had tornadoes on the ground before. This isn't, like the guaranteed what this storm is doing, but it's the best we can make of it with the radar.
So really, if you're anywhere in the tornado watch, this is the main area to watch. I think it'll be mostly hail and wind though around St. Louis. There's a low tornado potential.
Yeah, anybody up in Albers?
Definitely the greatest, I think, really here.
Is that Aviton? I can't even see it. Aviston. Aviston's pretty big. So is Brees. Both these towns are pretty good size. This storm's coming towards you. I mean, it looks like it's going to go just north of Albers. But also, too, if you look at the radar here, you see this triangle. This is basically, these are the measurements from the National Weather Radar right here, or the National Weather Service. And they're basically watching us very close. But this triangle is where, if there was a tornado, this is where it would be touching down at. That's where the radar is measuring the centermost point, the centermost strongest point of rotation right here is where this triangle is. And it will move around. I mean, you can kind of see how, like, if it does drop a tornado, they do move around sometimes.
If I had to guess, they're at least going to issue a new severe thunderstorm warning on this here in a few minutes for Brees, Carlisle, and as well as the Bartlesso area here in southern Illinois, just east of St. Louis, east of O'Fallon.
They just update the warning, I think.
In Illinois.
Yeah, they just updated the tornado warning.
Hunter Hurley should be back in position on this storm here in any moment. Keeping an eye on him.
Anybody just joining in, we're looking at two storms, one in Indiana and one in Illinois. They're both in these areas here, and they both look like they have a chance to produce a tornado right now. And this one in Illinois is actually tornado warned. And that's in Clinton and St. Clair County. It looks like it's also got almost 2.5 inch size hail in this storm as well. We have a couple of hail pockets up here. It looks like Trenton's is like the hail's right on top of Trenton now, and the hail's about to start in Aviston. Yeah, this storm's not a friendly storm regardless. Even if it doesn't have a tornado, it's still dropping some mean looking hail. 2.2 inch hail's about the size of a golf ball or bigger. Back over and look at this Indiana storm again. Looks like this one's uptaking a little bit too. We got some brighter green and blues in there. Velocities are, I mean, they're there. It's looking a little sloppy, but I mean, you can definitely see the velocities, red and greens there, where the brighter area is.
Bottom middle of your screen. Once he gets back into position, we'll have him on screen. The storm likely does have at least a wall cloud, maybe even a funnel cloud. Again, tornadoes definitely possible as this moves into a Viston and Breeze. I would have to assume that they are going to issue a new warning on this storm in the next few minutes.
I'm gonna go ahead and let you see like the full mass of these storms because there's more than two. I'm just showing basically the severe parts of the storm, but yeah, these clouds do extend further up.
I don't know how you spell that. I literally just lost the spelling. Bourbonus, Illinois.
Yeah, if there's anybody new in chat, just showed up. You got any questions about your area? If you're concerned about some weather tonight, just type in your city and state, and I can pull it up and check it out for you.
Here in Southwest Indiana is basically overhead of Jennifer right now.
Yep, we are just watching these two storms here closely. Indiana and Illinois. Oh, also, let me go ahead and pull up our threat for today. If anybody else too just showed up, this is our tornado threat for today. Basically, this morning, all we had was just down here in Texas. About an hour or two ago, they just added in Indiana and Illinois. So we do now have a 5% chance of tornadoes here in these areas. And we actually have we're looking at a storm both here. Those storms are literally right here and here. So they're in these areas. Texas is actually did get upgraded to a 10% hatch for a while, but looks like they dropped it back down. It looks like they moved some of it out of Dallas. We do have like a big, massive amount of storms down here. It's basically ate up a lot of the nadir juice down in Texas. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up because it's just so big I can't even really show it on one radar screen. So I'm going to grab the national weather one. So yeah, these are all the big storms down here in Texas. I accidentally just turned this back on.
Tornado warning expires in 5 minutes. We should get a new one here at any moment. Riley has an update. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey Max, so I was just doing more analysis on our flash flooding threat here in Texas. So we've been talking about this outflow boundary sort of all day and how it was going to limit our
messed up my radar. I accidentally put all these warnings on. I'm so sorry. I don't know how I did this. My one mod knows how to turn them off. All right, hazards. Okay, there we go. Turn off the hazards. Basically, yeah, this is our big, large area of storms right here that's moving out of Texas. They pretty much ate up all the nadir juice down here. I mean, there's still lots of like velocity and stuff promoting bad weather down there, but yeah, a lot of the nadir juice is gone. And we did have they did have a bunch of brief spin up tornadoes down here in Dallas earlier today. Well, not exactly on top of Dallas, but nearby. So yeah, a lot of these storms were popping up some QLCS tornadoes. You know, those real short ones that last like anywhere from 5 to 30 seconds. We had a couple of those, but yeah, we don't have like any really big risk down in Dallas right now, which is nice. But yep, all these storms, they're moving northeast and they're coming. So after these bad storms come through Indiana and Illinois, we might see a lot of rain for the rest of the day. This little guy's still trying up here. Looks like it's growing. Yeah, I haven't looked at the tornado warning in Illinois yet. Hey, Golden Jet, what storm are you talking about down in Texas? Are you down in the storm in Texas? We just got a new tornado warning. Oh, wow, look at that.
Also chasing with us, he's on the bottom right of your screen. He's about to have a view of this in a second. This storm again looks unbelievable. This is a live shot now of this.
Is that the Illinois one?
That is currently tornado warned in Illinois.
Yeah, this is the storm in Illinois. That's big. My goodness, that thing looks scary. Did you get any tornado warnings down where you're at, Golden? I know there was a bunch of tornado warnings down there. Texas right now is looking good. We don't have any. I mean, there's still, a bunch of nasty thunderstorms down there. We don't have any tornado warnings in Texas right now. This is up in Illinois. This is all the way up here just east of St. Louis right now in Illinois. And this storm does look like it's trying to drop one. I mean, it's been rotating very well for the last 30 minutes now. So we got a lot of rotation in the storm, and it looks like it's trying to drop one. I'm going to do another 3D view of it. Yeah, this storm looks very, very favorable for tornadoes. It's tornado warned too, but I mean, you really can't deny this right here. I mean, These are the velocities of the storm, and you kind of see where this thing's dropping down like it's trying. There's stuff going on here. You know, we got rotations going from 10,000 feet all the way up to almost 60,000 feet in the storm. And then like this here, this is where the rotations are down in there. You can see where it's trying to attempt to get to the ground. And I'm gonna move the slider over. The more I take away, these are higher the velocities get right here. So this is basically our strongest velocity. So I mean, it's still reaching down with stronger velocities, but it's not quite all the way down. We got to go a little bit farther for this thing drops on, but it's close. I mean, you could do it at any time. Yeah, I mean, it's not massive if you compare it to a Texas storm. If you compare this to a Texas storm, it's kind of small, you know? I mean, I'll add in the rest of the colors here. Like, I'm just showing the severe parts of it, but yeah, I mean, it's not a small storm, but compared to Texas, it's pretty medium to small size. But it also too, we're getting almost 2.5 inch hail in the storm as well. But I mean, it's rotating like crazy. This thing's been rotating for a while. I'm honestly surprised this thing hasn't dropped one down yet, as long as it's been rotating. And it's out here all by itself. I feel like it's just a matter of time. I don't know, though. Look at this. We got a little blip popping up out here. And we got another one over here by Dixon, Mount Vernon. I mean, oops. If anything happens and these storms get sucked back up into this one, it's just going to kill it again. Oh, yeah, we got all kinds of rain forming up here. It's really, we got to see what's going to happen in the next 30 minutes. It's really going to see how this plays out. Yeah, right here, National Weather's got this marked here at 6,200 feet. It's got a 1.0 strength. At 18,000 feet, it's got a 1.2 strength, and 23,000 feet at a 1.2 strength. So National Weather is watching it very closely. I mean, of course they are. It's tornado warning. Yeah, if we got any new people in chat just hopping in and you're curious about your area, just type your city or state in, and I can help you out. Two states we're dealing with tornadic storms right now. It's Illinois and Indiana. Right now, I'm looking at Illinois. This is just east of St. Louis. We're near Albers, heading towards Germantown, Aveston, Breese, St. Rose, heading up in that direction. Let me go ahead and pull up our threat today again. If anybody else is just popping in, this is where we have chances for tornadoes today. We got a 5% in the red and a 2% for the green. Texas is pretty much kind of downtrended a lot at this point because I was just showing we had a bunch of rainstorms all the way come through Texas, so they really ate up a lot of the nadir juice down in Texas. So yeah, we have the big, massive area of storms that just came through Dallas and it's heading northeast. And it's really hard to say if anything else crazy is going to happen today down here, but we just really got to watch and see. Yeah, these storms up here are the most concerning right now, I think. Stratford, Missouri. Hold on, let me pop that up. Pretty about.
I generally think that storm's just kind of falling apart. So it shouldn't be too much of a concern in the near future. Back over near Little Rock, we got an entire line.
All right, so you're near Springfield. Okay, Springfield, Missouri. Oh my goodness, you're inside the mess right now. A mess of rain, at least. Let me take a radar over there. We obviously know you're right in the middle of the huge area of storms, but let me actually take a radar over there to kind of see what's going on. All right, that's Little Rock, Arkansas.
We have a new damage report coming in back over in Crystal Springs, Arkansas. That there
I don't think I'm connected to this one.
that are being reported down. South of Russellville in Danville, Arkansas, there's also a large tree reported to be blown down.
Oh, you actually have a radar in your town. You can't beat that. That's service right there.
Southwestern Indiana. On the right side of your screen, still a little.
If the radar decides to load. Okay. Radar don't want to load at the moment. Give me. There it is. There it is. There it is.
Let's go back over to Ben Williams.
So it looks like you have tons and tons of rain coming. It looks like
Did mention a second ago. Might try to do something.
you might get out of it though. It just kind of depends how far east these move. If they move east pretty quick, you might get out of the rain. But like right now, yeah, these storms don't look bad at all. It looks like there's a little bit of rotation right here, but I don't think that's really anything to worry about. Really nothing to worry about. I don't see anything really threatening coming towards Springfield. So I think you're in pretty good shape. But I mean, I definitely keep your phone nearby in case something crazy does happen, because all these storms can pass through and the sun comes out, and next thing you know, you have another storm coming to be crazy. So just keep your phone close by today in case you get like a Amber Alert for a warning. But right now you're looking like just rainstorms, nothing crazy. No problem. You just moved to Texas today, and now you're scared. I mean, Texas has like big hail, man. Like Texas always has big tornadoes and hail. The thing is Texas is so big, your chances of getting hit by one are so slim to none. Like you have a better chance of winning the lottery than getting hit by a tornado in Texas. I mean, that's really not true. I don't think it is possible, but like, what part of Texas? Like in, I mean, really, there's, I mean, I can't even pinpoint. There's just tornadoes and hail all over Texas. I really can't pinpoint a spot, like, but most of them are always out in the deserts, it seems like. But we do have a tornado warning. I don't know if yeah, it's still down, or still, the tornado was, tornado warning is still going up here in this storm. This one's a scary looking one. This is the only one that looks scary right now to me. This thing's been cranking for like, for a while. I mean, it's got strong rotation. It's had the velocities for a while. I'm honestly surprised it hasn't dropped anything on the ground yet. I can pull up a 3D view of this one. This is up in Illinois, just east of St. Louis. Yeah, this storm is, you know, this is just our base reflectivity right here, but I'm going to look at the velocities. I mean, you can clearly see where this thing's rotating and dropping down right where a tornado would be if there is one. So it's ready. This storm is 9 months pregnant. That's the best way to put it. I'm not even sure where the key rotation is. You got velocities dropping here. You got velocities dropping here. You got velocities dropping here. I'm thinking most likely it'll be this one right here, if it does drop one. Could be a multi-vortex tornado if it does happen as well. I mean, that looks like a very strong possibility that this could be like a multi-vortex tornado the way this is looking. But it's not down yet. It's not down yet. Yeah, this is GR2 analyst.
This is one of the live shots on the iDrive Arkansas traffic camera back over on the southwest side of Little Rock, and you can very vaguely see the shelf cloud here.
Yeah, I wasn't going to go live yet, but I've seen these two storms here, the one in Illinois and one in Indiana. Two discrete supercells out in the middle of nowhere, and we actually have another one forming right here. This thing was just a tiny little blip a couple minutes ago. And look how big it just got. Like, there you go. Just a tiny little blip. These blips always turn into tornadoes. Then we have another one over here. Let's go to Indiana. I don't know what the one in Indiana is looking like. Okay, so this one's been rotating, as you can see. This one's had a lot of rotation going on for a while. But it looks like it has another storm crashing into it right now, so that might kind of kill the rotation for a bit. And this is like, I don't know what I mean. We're a ways, you know, southwest of Indianapolis here on this one, but near Shoals. This one's had quite a bit of rotation too for a while. It's not very strong yet, but let's go ahead and take another look at this one.
Thank you, Nick, for the $10 super chat. Also,
You're having troubles downloading it?
How's Washington, Indiana looking?
The only troubles I have with this radar is it costs a lot when the free trial expires. You know what? It is kind of confusing trying to learn how to use it. I remember the very first time I used it. I'm like, how do I turn this thing on? You have to select like it's been so long since I did it, but you gotta pick a feed and make the radar go live. But you have to I'll show you here in a minute. I'm set at pretty high velocities right now in this storm. This one doesn't look nearly as bad as it did before, but it's still got some rotation. But you have to like connect with GR Analyst. It's not like Radar Mega where it loads everything. You have to actually click and connect to each individual radar site. Like I'm connected right here to Evansville, Indiana. I'm looking at this storm, but then I can just go up here and I can click to the Indianapolis one, and you got to wait for it to load, and obviously. And I have 4 panels, but I'm only showing 2 right now. You know, I'm streaming from a PC, but I'm doing like YouTube short stream. So yeah, I just switched up to the Indiana radar so I can look at the storm from a different radar. Which this storm's just about in the middle of both of them. I probably should start using the Indianapolis one soon. Yeah, this storm also has hail, so we got a lot of hail reports here. Almost up to 1.5 inch in Davies, Indiana. Regardless of this thing producing a tornado, possibly, this thing's got a lot of hail. Hey, Kelly, I'm glad you think it's cool, man. Or ma'am, thanks for stopping in. Hang out whenever you want. I'm trying to help people. If you look at my description too, I have a bunch of people listed in there. Like I have 2 big weather streamers. Well, I have 4 weather streamers listed, maybe 5 now. But we got Ryan Hall. If you're new to any of this weather YouTube stuff, there's like 5 or 6 YouTube streamers now, and Ryan Hall and Max Velocity are like the 2 biggest ones, and they do forecasts and stuff. So if you go in there and you see Ryan Hall, Max Velocity, and click on them, you know, bookmark them, watch them, whatever, and save them because they do forecasts, and then you can watch the forecast video every morning. Also, there's a whole bunch of storm chasers. Like if we see a storm chaser that's chasing a storm, you can follow them, or we can let you know, and you can go full screen on that however you want. Just kind of depends where you're at, you know, how you want to watch. Because like I'm basically streaming just for phones, and I'm kind of advertising for everybody else. So yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Kelly. I figured. But yeah, it's I'm just trying to help people out, you know. I just wanted to there's a lot of these big streamers got 20, 30,000 people in there at all times, and you got that many people typing in chat. You can't help everybody. It's impossible. So it's where I'm kind of just taking people in and sending them out and helping them out on the way. Let's go back up to the one that's tornado warned. This is up in Illinois. Doesn't look as bad as it did. It looks like it's starting to downtrend a little bit. I mean, it's still rotating. It's still pretty tight rotation here. I don't know. I don't think this thing really weakened that much. It just might be an off scan on the radar. See what it's looking like now. Another thing too with GR2 analysts, these 3D views, I've been using it for years, and I still don't know how. When I take a 3D view of these storms, it's from like a minute and a half ago, and I have no idea how to make it current. I don't know why it's that way. I guess it's just coded that way. But when I'm looking at these 3D views, this is how the storm was a minute and a half ago. But I love it. Absolutely love it. I can find out why every single storm has a tornado warning. We can see what it's doing. And I can actually like go back to later scans too. You can see back here where it looked like it was trying to form up some kind of multi-vortex. We had like It's like 2 to 3, 4, 2 to 3 rotations here coming down. It looked like possibly, but that, and I can move the slider. So basically, the more I move, this is where the highest velocities are. So if I move this way over, this is where like the most intense velocities in the storm are, where it's just really cranking. So you kind of see how it's still coming down when this thing is, when I have this set up really high. Like this is a, like 80 mile, 90 mile per hour rotations up in the sky right here when it's this far over. But yeah, as I bring the slider down, you can see these are lower velocities, but I mean, this is basically what the storm's doing, you know. It's real easy to see it. And if you get a big tornado and you look at the 3D view, it does look really neat. But yeah, this latest scan, this storm looks like it's been like 9 months pregnant for about 30 minutes. It's hard to say what it's going to do. They keep re-warning it. It actually, but like I said, that last scan here, it looked like it downtrended a little bit. We got to see what it's going to come back on the next scan. And we still have, we obviously have rotations right here. If you look here, this is how we see the velocities. Basically, the red here is the wind going one way, the green's going the other way. So this is where our rotation is. Whereas you see, like, we got the whites and the really bland colors. That's where the wind speed's like zero between 0 and 10 miles an hour. So just a lot of not a movement at all in these areas. Washington. Which Washington? I need city and state. Is it Washington State, or is there a city named Washington?
Hey James, for the super chat, do you think we'll see another tornado outbreak this year? We're gonna almost undoubtedly see another outbreak. We always have a few every year. We usually at least have a dozen tornado outbreaks a year.
Oh, golden. No, I am not a weatherman. I'm basically a storm spotter. I mean, I know a lot about this stuff, right? But I make forecasts. I can tell people what's coming. I can show them the model. Like, this is what we have coming today. This is our threats for tornado in these areas. I mean, I do know a lot, but I'm not a meteorologist. No, not at all. I'm just a storm spotter. I'm here to help people out. If they're concerned about a bad storm coming towards them, I can tell them if one's coming or not. And, I can pretty much, I can relay any information from a meteorologist that needs to come to. Like, I do understand quite a bit, but I'm not an actual meteorologist, no. Don't plan to be either, man. I became disabled 8 years ago, and you get stuck at home all day long, and I started watching Reed Timmer and oh man, what's that guy? Pico's Hank. I love watching them chasing the storms and stuff, and then next thing you know, Ryan Hall came up, and I started watching Ryan Hall. Then I started watching Max Velocity, and I've been really involved. I've been a kind of like a weather enthusiast, and also have a lot of weather anxiety because I do live in Ohio Valley, so Washington State. Yeah, if I was to give myself a title, it would be Storm Spotter.
Still a pretty crazy structure on this storm. As Hunter noted, I don't know if you guys can really see it on the right side of your screen, but he did say the cell is struggling.
A new tornado warning has been.
Yeah, there's nothing going on out here. We don't have a single rain shower. Your family is golden in Washington State. We actually got some rain down in California. Usually we see a lot of rain in this area in California. Looks like we got a lot of storms pretty much all over the place today. My goodness, there's storms everywhere over the United States. Yeah, there's going to be a ton of rain from all these. Lots of rain coming. Okay, they just updated the tornado warning. No, we got a new one. We got a new tornado warning. It hasn't loaded yet. We have a new tornado warning. I think it's for the storm over in Indiana. Let's go to Indiana, guys. There it is. Okay, so they tornado warned this storm. You guys have any idea how to say this city name? Loogoote. Loogootee. That's the weirdest city name I think I've ever seen. Kind of interesting. I didn't even look at this storm yet. It just got a tornado warning. This is the one right behind the one we just looked at. Not really seeing much. I mean, it does have a little bit of rotation right here. You can see. I mean, this one in front of it's rotating too. See if we can see anything on this. Yep, they tornado warned this little guy. I mean, it's there.
Not really much of a tornado risk with this line. Everything's pretty much outflow dominant here.
I mean, they tornado warned this storm, and you can see it. It's got rotation. And I keep pressing the wrong button. I mean, this little storm's little, but you can see how the velocities are. They're there. I mean, this is also a minute and a half back too, so it might be much stronger and bigger at this point. We can check another 3D scan on it here in a little bit. Loogoote. Loogoote. Pretty good sized town too. It's not a small town. And it's just so funny they tornado warned this one and not this one. That's funny, man. It's not something you see every day. I don't know, maybe because this one has so much hail. That might be why. Go back to Illinois. I haven't looked at the one in Illinois for a while. I just cannot believe this storm. Like, this thing has been rotating for over an hour now, and it's just this storm's scaring a lot of people. I gotta tell you that. Like, nobody wants a storm like this coming towards you. Because I mean, it's just ready to drop one at any time. It's like playing roulette. Looks like it's upticking again, maybe, or I don't even know. Let me see the last couple scans. Yeah, it looks like it got a little weaker, and now it's upticking again. But yeah, anybody in front of this storm, prepare. Like, you're in Keysport, like, this thing could be on the ground by the time it gets there. If this thing drops on the ground, it probably won't be a short one either, too. There's a very good chance where this thing's at, it could last on the ground for a while. So, Max is saying these storms are going to struggle, the ones over in Indiana. At least that's what he thinks. I like to agree with Max because he knows his stuff. He's graduating meteorology school this week. Yeah, if we got any new people in chat, anybody's concerned about any certain areas, just type in your city and state. If you're on a phone, it's probably you type it in the comment, but I can pull up your area for you and check it out if you want. And yes, so this is live. I am streaming live on YouTube Shorts. I know it's not really that common of a thing yet, but we just found about this recently, so I didn't even know you could stream live on YouTube Shorts. I stream only when there's bad weather. Golden Jet, let me actually show you real quick. So before you take off, let me pull up this website again. So this is Pivotal Weather right here, okay? Let me make it smaller. So if you go to Pivotal Weather, and I'm trying to fix it real quick. Okay. So if you see this over here on the left side, you click on day 1 tornado, day 2 tornado. If we have anything over here when there's areas for tornadoes, that's when I'll stream. So I don't have any set days that I stream. Like tomorrow we have a 2% chance for tornadoes here. So that's what decides whether I stream or not, whatever Pivotal Weather says. Stone Fort, Illinois. Sure thing, buddy.
Again, line of storms moving through Little Rock, damaging winds to 70 miles per hour is a possibility. This is pretty terrible. This is a baseline at exit 130. Look how much traffic there is.
You're northeast of Cape Girardeau. Looks like this tornado warning storm's north of you. It's like right up here. Okay. Let me switch to that radar over there.
What about Indianapolis? Anything heading this way? Mainly just a large hail threat, maybe a low end wind threat, maybe a low end tornado threat. But I think it'll be kind of quiet.
I can find Stone Fort.
Depending on our evolution of storms that are going to be happening right now.
Exact location. 1 second here.
Riley has an update. Go ahead, Riley.
Steel Springs.
Very weird and slight area of rotation near Clinton. I don't think this is a tornado. If it is one, it's pretty weak. However, we can start to see a little bit of a hook area that's popping out here. It shouldn't be producing a tornado just because it's in the cold air. It's in the cold front, but there is the potential that it could actually be trying to reach
Girardeau right there.
So this is something that we may.
Why are none of my cities lining up? I see Anna here. I don't see Anna in this one. I see Carbondale here. I don't see it here. There's Mount Vernon. Do we have Mount Vernon on it? There's Creole Springs. Okay.
For the most part, this has been almost all damaging winds for the last, I have to say, 4 or 5 hours. So
these maps are playing games with me right now.
We are keeping an eye on this line in case a QLCS tornado comes.
Okay, there's Harrisburg.
Embedded in our line. Back over in Shongaloo.
You're like right here. Okay, you're in this area. Okay, now I know where you're at.
North of Shongaloo, which is from the.
So right now it looks like you're in the wide open. And I'm talking about Stone Fort right now, Missouri. What's going on, James? Right now it's looking like you're good in Stone Fort. You don't have anything coming immediately, though you are definitely in the area of risk of possible severe weather today. Let me pull that up again. So whatever you're doing today, if you're in Stone Fort, I'd definitely keep your phone nearby, because you could have a severe thunderstorm pull up at any time. Like nothing's coming right in the next hour or so, but this is where our threat is today. You know, the green is a 2% chance for tornadoes. The red is a 5%. So I definitely just keep your phone nearby in case we do have like a nasty snooper cell form right in front of you or pull up here in the next couple hours. Right now, it looks like you're pretty good in Stone Fort, but yeah, just keep your cell phone nearby. You'll get like an Amber Alert if we have a tornado warning, you know, to take your shelter place. But it doesn't look too bad there right now. No problem, David. East Tennessee. What's going on, man? What's going on in East Tennessee? Let me pull up our big radar weather map here. National Weather one. Looks like you're getting, I mean, I guess if you're way over here on the border of East Tennessee, you're getting some rain. Are you near Knoxville? Man, it's nice. We're not getting any rain in Ohio yet today. I'm up here north of Cincinnati. It's like there's definitely some storms moving in towards West Virginia here and north of Charlotte. Yeah, these storms are the ones that were down in Texas right here. There's a whole bunch of rain coming here from Dallas. These storms kind of like killed the tornado threat for down in Texas today. I mean, there's still a small chance for severe weather down there, but yeah, all these storms ate up all the tornado juice down in Texas pretty much. So yeah, like our biggest threat's going to be up here pretty much, I think, for the rest of the day, but things could change. We can't keep track of it all, but if we get a tornado warning, we will be there. We will check it out. Just got a new tornado warning. Where is it? So yeah, this one here in Illinois is still tornado warned right here. It's just east of St. Louis, heading northeast towards Keysport, Hookdale, Pleasant Mound, Chavanier, Vernon. This thing's been rotating for about an hour and a half now, and it hasn't dropped a tornado, which is surprising because it's been rotating good. I'll go and pull up a 3D view of this thing. Because, yeah, this thing's been rotating pretty good for a while, and you can clearly see where that rotation wants to drop down to the ground right here. I mean, it's a pretty big area right now, but I can tighten up the velocities. The more I move this slider over, that's faster the velocities are in the storm. So, I mean, you still got, these are really high velocities. You still have high velocities reaching down through here, but it's really, the really high velocities aren't making it down this far. So that's why we haven't seen this thing drop on the ground yet. But this thing is still tornado warned. It could still cause one. So you keep an eye out on this thing. Looks like the National Weather is also making this tornado warning really short. Like, I think they're expecting it to fall apart because it's like right here, you know. They don't have this tornado warning going out like this, so I think National Weather's maybe expecting this thing to fall apart. And we just got a new tornado warning. Indiana. That one's in Indiana. Okay, let's go back to Indiana. All right, so both of these storms are now tornado warned in Indiana. So if you want to kind of, I'll zoom out a little bit so you can see where these are at. They're basically down in southern Indiana, northeast of Evansville a ways. And these two both have been rotating. This one's been rotating ever since it was born, pretty much. We go ahead and go 3D view of this one and do both of them at the same time, I guess. These storms aren't very big, but they are rotating, and this one's actually got a little hook formed on it. You can clearly see this one's really favoring dropping down to the ground now. This thing wants to drop a tornado, it looks like. Trying. The velocities are pretty strong in this one too. Like, I'm turning the velocities up right now. It's got rotations in the upper velocities. I mean, that's really strong up here. That's like 100-mile-per-hour velocities right here in this part of the storm. So this thing's got some power. It looks like it's trying to do something here now. This thing's also been rotating for a while. This one too has been rotating for like the last hour and a half as well. Really hasn't gotten any bigger though. It's been staying pretty small. I didn't get a look at this one. This one's been tornado warned too. It looks like they cut off the size of that tornado warning on this one as well. This is such a tiny little storm. It's a really tiny, severe storm, that is. Yeah, see, this thing's doing the same thing. I mean, this thing's got the rotations as well. Rotating all the way through and reaching down. But yeah, I got like a couple different radars we're looking at here, or versions of it. So this is just like our base reflectivity. This one here is basically our normalized rotation. So where we see like blues and greens, we can see rotation. That green's kind of blending. It's hard to see when we got our velocities here, so we can actually see where the rotations are. Like, we got our greens and reds here, so that's where our rotation is. This one's not really showing that well anymore. It's probably mostly in the upper levels. You can definitely see it on the 3D view that this thing's rotating in the upper levels, but that's our threat right now. So far, we just have these two storms over here and the two in Illinois. You can see them as I zoom out in both places. Oh my goodness. This thing has almost 2-inch size hail too. I can't believe that little storm has that big a hail. My goodness. Yeah, 1.75 inch hail is reported in Martin, Indiana, emergency management. This little guy has hail over here too, in Martin, Indiana. They actually upgraded us today too. Illinois and Indiana wasn't in the tornado threat today until just about 2 hours ago. Just found out about that. I guess we got some new readings in from the weather balloons, and it's looking like it can happen up here. And I mean, from what we're looking at, yeah, we have everything's rotating up here, it seems. And we got new storms actually popping up. Got another one popping up over here, another one right here. This one doesn't look like it's really rotating at all, but I don't know how long this one's been here for. That might have just formed.
But guess what? We have a straw.
Yeah, it looks like these are just convecting right now. It looks like.
Gave me a straw. Second day in a row. This is like unbelievable. It's warmer here.
This one's getting pretty big. It has some hail over there forming up. I don't know which radar. I want to look at it from St. Louis or I want to look at it from Evansville. It's about right smack dab in the middle of both.
We got straw emoji.
Looks like this one has a little rotation. It's either that or that's hail. Could be rotating here or it might be just that hail, one or the other. It's kind of far from the radar. Let me see the velocity. Yeah, oh yeah, this thing's probably rotating right here, it seems. You can see how we got the bright green and the brighter reds right in here. So this one might be rotating as well. I'm actually going to take a look at that from the St. Louis radar. See if we can see the same thing over there, because it could be that hail throwing us off.
So if you're in the Little Rock area, again, significant damaging winds heading through Little Rock, going to Jacksonville, Cabot, Lone Oak, just south of Clinton. There's a little bit of rotation, as Riley alluded to earlier, back up near Clinton. It's not really much right now, but we're keeping an eye on it going towards Mountain View. It's kind of in a little area where we have...
Okay, I'm lost right now. I clicked the wrong radar. Yeah. I clicked the one down here. One in Springfield, my bad. Let me go to St. Louis. There's St. Louis. This thing's still rotating, my goodness. It's still trying. I mean, it's still got a tornado warning. Okay, I can't really see. This is the one I was just looking at from Indiana. We're getting a really bad... Okay, I want to show you guys something else too right here. These purple blocks, that's basically radar interference. Something's going on and the radar's not reading it properly. So that's why I really love this weather app, because like Radar Omega is like my second favorite radar app, but they just don't even show the interference. You really don't know if it's reading something wrong. But yeah, you see any of these solid purple blocks, we got a little bit of radar interference. Kind of see how we have like a whole band of it right here. We got some here and here, so it's just not reading these storms right out there. It happens, like maybe the wind's blowing and shaking the radar at the site or something, and you can see anything.
Back to him in a second. This is Hunter Hurley on the tornado warning in southwestern Illinois.
Well, this is the tornado warning in southwestern Illinois right here. And this is Max Velocity, if you guys don't know who he is. He's a big deal. This guy is literally the Superman of weather.
So we got a wall cloud out here in southwestern Illinois. It looked like a quick vortex. It's gone now. It was like going sideways like this.
Another thunderstorm in Dallas. Hey, Raina, how you doing? Nice to see you today. You know what, Raina? How go this morning? Were any of those brief spin up tornadoes this morning? Or was it nice? Or was it pretty bad there? Let me go down to Texas for you.
Definitely a juicy wall cloud. It is.
So I remember telling you yesterday that we had a chance for tornadoes in Texas today, and Dallas especially, but looks like they kind of dropped it down, and we had a 10% hatch, but they lowered it too. A lot of the storms that we had this morning in Texas basically ate up all the nadir juice down there. I mean, there's still a chance for maybe a little bit of rotation or something crazy, but we just got to see. Is the sun out in Dallas right now? I don't know what part of Dallas you're in, but the sun should be coming out soon. I mean, anything can happen in Texas. You know how it is there. So, like, I'd say, like, anything in this big line of storms or anything close to it really has, like, no chance of tornadoes right now. And probably anything close behind it. But, like, you know, the further out you get and the more sun there is and the more time it has to charge the atmosphere again. And that happens in Texas really fast. So, you know, you could get crazy again later on. And it also just depends if we have any more storms form out there. Like, looks like we have some storms over here forming in Abilene right now. Here in Plano. Let me pull that up. I know I've pulled. Here you are. You're in Plano. So you say the sun isn't out yet? Looks like it should be out at any moment. Maybe you're looking out the wrong window. If you look out the other window, the sun should be there. Yeah, you had a ton of storms today. That's for sure. Actually, let me actually go down there. I want to go down to Texas to see if we have any rotations going on. 'Cause I've been saying that, but I haven't actually looked. I actually have. Okay, I got one in Lubbock right now, and I have another one in Central Texas. Here's Central Texas. This is further south, though. We actually, yeah, these storms are starting to rotate back here in the back. Looks like the sun's already came out enough to start causing problems again. I'm seeing like rotation everywhere back in these. I'm not saying this is going to be anything bad, but I'm just saying these storms are starting to rotate again. Yeah, just keep in touch. Keep your phone nearby you today. I want to connect to the Dallas radar too, see what's going on up here. Texas is just so unstable. I mean, you know how it is. You always have giant tornadoes and you always have giant hail. No sun. Looks like we definitely got some more thunderstorms coming, but if we get a tornado warning, I'm here for you. Keep your phone nearby. These storms don't look too bad. There's some rotation down in here. Yeah, nothing looks too scary down here in Texas at the moment. Got a little bit of rotation down here by China Springs. Texas is looking pretty decent for right now. Nothing crazy. We don't have any discrete supercells. They're all smushed together. I need to go up to Little Rock right here. Max Velocity's talking about, and Riley Dibble, they're talking about there's a rotation in Little Rock I need to look at. It's not warned, I don't think. Well, I need to take a weight radar to Little Rock. I'll take my Lubbock one. So yeah, we do have these storms over here off the Lubbock radar, and they're heading. Looks like they're going east. Let me see which way they're going. You know how Texas storms don't like to move either. Looks like they're moving directly east. Oh, these are cranking too. So this might, I don't know if this is going to make it to Dallas. It's probably going to go north of it. These are probably going to get into Oklahoma. But yeah, all these storms here moving east from Lubbock, they're all cranking out 60 mile per hour plus winds. So these guys are moving pretty good. We got lots of wind reports here. I mean, it's basically moving east, you know, heading over more and more. It looks like they're going to make it more towards Frederick than, make it to Frederick, Oklahoma than to Dallas. I need to go to Little Rock. I just heard a new tornado warning. I think they just tornado warned this one in Little Rock. Pretty sure we just got a tornado warning in Little Rock. KZLK. Oh my goodness, Max says there's over 50,000 people in this warning. Oh yeah, I can see this. Look at that rotation in Little Rock. Got a pretty tight rotation right here. It's so close to radar, it's hard to see, but yeah, you can see how it's hooking in here.
Don't think that's a tornado, but I think that's just contamination. But the velocities are very strong.
Max thinks it might be just contamination, but you know, we definitely have some really strong winds from these storms too. We got a line of boost coming out the front of these storms. These are hitting hard. These aren't like calm thunderstorms. I'm turning up the angle on the radar to look higher up in the sky to see if we can see anything here by Little Rock.
Yeah, Max, I'd err on the side of caution and call that a TDS. It's been here for two scans now. The first one, I was like, okay, I don't think this is a TDS, but just because it is starting to, or it's sort of hanging around, so I do think it's probably safe.
Can't really tell, honestly. I can't see from this radar. We're just way too close to it. Like, I'll show you a 3D view of what it looks like on top of the radar. It literally cuts the storm, cuts the entire top off the storm.
Matchup scan by scan here. If we go back to 549, velocities.
Like, we can't even see the storm. We're missing all more than half the storm at this point. You know, like a big globe pushing down on it. So if there's a tornado in there, we are not going to be able to see it.
If you're in Jacksonville, I mean, if it's on the ground, it's going to be more than likely a strong tornado going into Jacksonville.
I got to admit, though, this looks pretty neat.
Matching it scan by scan, the velocities and the CC do match.
That's where the velocities are, actually. We might be able to actually see something here. Let's try.
We don't have a debris signature anymore, but I do think at least in the last 6 minutes or so, we definitely had something there.
Yeah, there might be a tornado there. Look how high those velocities are, and you actually can see a little something here. I mean, this is really low to the ground, too. That's like, that close to the radar, we're only seeing it at like 200 feet, 300 feet, maybe. There could be something here, northeast of Little Rock. I would, if you're northeast of Little Rock, I'd definitely take your safe place just to be safe. And it is tornado warning. Dallas is looking pretty good right now. It's clearing up in Dallas. I was just over at Dallas. I'll pull up the big radar real quick. Pretty much everything's heading out of Dallas right now. I mean, some of these storms might make up into parts of Dallas. Nothing looks too scary yet, but I'm going to be keeping an eye on it. And then we got these line of storms over here in Lubbock heading towards basically Oklahoma. I think they're pretty sure they're going to go north of Dallas. They're heading towards Frederick, Oklahoma. At this point, there's been enough sunlight out there in Texas, but they also reduced the tornado threat for Dallas today. Our tornado threat, this is our tornado threat for today, but like you can see, they really took out a part of Dallas. That was covered last night, so looking like it's going to be mostly south of Dallas if anything crazy happens. I haven't looked at these other tornado warnings in a while. We still have that one up in Indiana. They dropped the tornado warning in Illinois, it seems. But we still have this tornado warning in Indiana, and it doesn't look impressive at all, to be honest. They're probably going to let this one cancel out. Nope, they just refreshed it. It's a tiny little baby storm. This thing may be small, but it's got some power. And it's still rotating. Looks really odd, but yeah, it's rotating from here all the way down to here. It really doesn't have any strong velocities reaching down. All the stronger velocities are higher up. The storm looks like it's getting weaker than it was before. But we're going to keep an eye on it. Maybe today we'll just give up again too, like all the storms gave up yesterday. We'll see. Hey, no problem, Athena. Stop in anytime.
Jacksonville, Arkansas, tracking up towards Cabot, Austin, Ward, and Beebe. Just outside of Little Rock.
Yeah, these storms look concerning here. We got lots of indentations here.
I was trying to see if we had I was looking at the Sherwood area for a camera. More because I wanted to see if there was any power outages. Because if we had a tornado, it literally crossed over I-57 here.
This is just by Little Rock, Arkansas right here.
Tornado warning has been issued.
We got a new tornado warning.
I'm kind of 50-50 on that being a tornado, but it would have matched up pretty perfectly with our couplet. We have a new tornado warning in Missouri. This is going to be for Texas County in Missouri.
Texas County in Missouri.
Which is...
What radar is that? I got St. Louis connected. Man, this thing's actually rotating again. This is one that was warned for like 2 hours.
Kabul, excuse me. We have a new tornado warning So cyclone area of rotation heading up towards 137.
Waiting for the there it is. Okay, it just popped in. I gotta switch to a different radar. KSGF. You're right. I can see the tornado warning on this one. Oh yeah, it got a little rotation right here. We got a little supercell pulling off to the side of the storms here.
We got another one trying to develop just to the south of South Bend near Kerr.
So this storm just passed over. We're in Missouri right now. Tomorrow, I don't know. We do have a small chance for tornadoes tomorrow. Let me pull that up real quick. This is today's. Tomorrow's in an area we haven't seen any action in a while. So yeah, Alabama, Western Alabama, West Tennessee, West Kentucky, and South Indiana again tomorrow. I mean, this could change too. This is just what it's set for right now. They've been changing everything around a lot lately. Like we've been getting changes like twice a day lately. So it could go anyway. We'll find out. Yeah, that's what we're looking at for tomorrow right now. And this is just the tornado threat, right? This is our 2% chance for tornadoes in this area. But as for storms tomorrow, we're going to see storms everywhere tomorrow. Like we're going to see rain everywhere. But that's just the tornado threat tomorrow's right here. That's where we're expected to see some tornadoes tomorrow. Possibly.
Right where this potential tornado would be heading. Riley has an update. Go ahead.
So I know we've been talking about how this thing was outflow dominant and how because of the front it wasn't going to produce a tornado.
I wasn't expecting to see anything happen down here, but it did.
So to the north and to the south of this.
Guess we had enough sunshine down here for stuff to start getting stable again.
That's why we're not seeing tornadoes. However, this little like 20-mile area here around Little Rock is caught back up to the front, and that's why we're also seeing more convection ahead of it. So as this continues off to the east, I would expect this to pose a tornado threat until it falls back behind the front, hopefully over the next couple of hours.
Alrighty, thank you, Riley, for the update. So it does look like that our threat of severe weather in terms of
Wow, that looks very suspicious. I mean, anybody that's looking at the screen right now, that looks suspicious, doesn't it? You can't deny that doesn't look suspicious. I mean, if you're like, what does a tornado look like, and you look at this, I mean, this thing's definitely reaching down. Definitely reaching down. Very suspicious looking storm right here. And this is in Missouri, so let's kind of look and see what's all around here, because that storm does look a little concerning. I mean, it is tornado warned for a reason. All right, so we're basically where are we at? So we're near heading up towards. It's going to be south of Simmons, but it's heading up towards Yukon, Eunice, Raymondville, and this is all in Missouri. Long track. It's heading up towards Salem and Seville, and actually looks like this thing will actually make it through St. Louis, possibly later on today, but we don't know what it's going to be like then. Northeast Mississippi. How you doing, Twisted? I gotta admit, today is actually being a little more, how can I say it? I'm not sitting around so much. Like, we actually have some action happening today. Like, we have 3 tornado warnings now. We have one in Lawrence, Indiana, Texas County in Missouri, not Texas State. And then we have another one in Arkansas that's literally right on top of Little Rock. It looks like we had a possible brief tornado here northeast inside Little Rock. We've got a lot of blasting winds here, and it looks like we're having some possible brief spin-up tornadoes here. I don't think I see anything that looks concerning right at the moment, but we did a while back. This is where the tornado warning was. We had something back down in here near Jacksonville a couple scans ago.
All right, latest radar scan. The rotation is a little bit weaker just to the west of Lonoke, but if you're in Lonoke, be ready for a potential tornado risk. Definitely damaging winds. Still have a couplet going right up I-57 going into the area of Cabot here in the next 5 minutes.
Looks like all these storms are definitely rotating back here, though. If you're going south of Little Rock, basically everything's rotating down here. This must be a lot of dry, unstable weather down here because you look at the blue and greens here. We got a lot of blue and greens mix. All these storms are spinning right here. Nothing looks extremely concerning right now, but these are all rotating. Honestly, this one does look a little concerning right here. This little hook right here, look a little bit concerning. It's gotten pretty tight there. Let me look at a 3D view of this thing.
A little further to the north, and you can see the trees swaying up here. Wind's picking up. Rotation's going to be right over this.
It's near Grapevine, Kedron, and Faith, heading towards Pine Bluff. I think my scan's not lined up. My scan's in the right place, but it's like from a minute and a half ago, and that hook hasn't protruded out yet. It looks like that hook just jumped out in the last minute and a half.
I didn't even see that. All right, here comes at least the RFD surge. If not, we might have a tornado nearby. I just saw a leaf go across the screen.
Can't really see much here. Yeah, it looks like it's getting a little wild in down here in Arkansas. These storms don't look friendly. I'm sure they all got some nasty winds too.
I think I just saw debris going across the screen. I think it was a leaf.
Oh, yes. What did I do with that? I restarted my computer and I lost it. I restarted my computer a little bit ago because everything was lagging and I couldn't figure out how or what was causing it.
This is the latest scan. All right, so the rotation is now going more to the east. It's going away from the interstate. This right here is our inflow. It's definitely gotten a little bit weaker.
It's looking pretty wild down here, to be honest.
That was really weird.
Looking pretty wild down here south of Little Rock.
Really strong rotation, and it really quickly just went.
I don't have any wind reports, but it looks like this storm's pretty windy.
Which is good news. The inflow is
Or not necessarily windy, but there's just these storms are constantly rolling over each other, over themselves up here at the front of the storm because it's just a lot of rotations here at the front of the storm.
I think that there may have been a tornado in Sherwood. We cannot fully confirm it yet. It looked like there was a TDS signature there.
I'm not really pulling up much velocities.
Like this has turned again more into a wind threat.
Like the wind speed looks mostly like 40 miles per hour here at the front. Couple areas hitting up about 50.
That could continue to produce a threat of a tornado.
It's very interesting looking what's going on here. These were all the storms that went through Texas this morning that were popping up QLCS tornadoes.
Report of people losing power back over in Jacksonville.
Yeah, I don't know. Is this severe warned? Let me see if this is even severe warned. Okay, yeah, good. These are all severe warned at least. So at least have a severe warning on these because these do look pretty rough. These storms don't look nice, guys. Anybody who lives in Arkansas, like basically from right here to here, man, you got some scary stuff looking coming through.
The structure's been pretty crazy at times, but definitely does not look like a tornado concern right now.
I mean, it's not like it turned into like a big tornado or anything, but you might see like a baby little brief spin up and some crazy winds for a little bit. But yeah, lots of rotation down in there. And we just had it looked like a brief tornado here just in the northeast part of Little Rock. It's can't really see anything else anymore here. Looks like something might be trying to happen right here again. But these are just real quick, brief spin ups that happen. As long as you're inside and away from the windows, you don't really need to be worried about these things. All right, we actually have 3 tornado warnings right now. Passed by Rolling Fork tornadoes, damage 2 years ago, insane damage. Yeah, Rolling Fork, that was a bad one. I remember that one. That was crazy. I need to go look at some of these tornado warnings. I've been ignoring them for a while. Okay, this one is, I don't know if they're going to redo this one. It's still kind of barely rotating here. It is a discrete supercell. I don't know, discrete mini cell. I don't know what you want to call it. It's not very big, but it's rotating. This thing's been rotating for almost 2 hours now. Looks like it's actually getting bigger too. The severe part of it's still pretty small, but
Here it comes. This is our
still
straight line
has a little bit of rotation there. What is Max watching right here? Which camera is he feeding on? Looking at one of the highway cams.
So far, nothing higher than probably 50, 55. I haven't seen anything severe yet.
Oh, he's looking at the winds blowing through. This is in Arkansas. Oh yeah, those winds are definitely going a little bit. This is basically near those line of storms that I was just looking at, where it looks like everything's rotating. Basically anywhere near around Little Rock. Those trees are definitely blowing pretty good.
Right now, it's definitely getting closer to 60 miles per hour. Definitely around 60. I mean, the rain still hasn't picked up yet, so I'm still waiting to see if it gets any worse. It's a pretty good visual estimate, though, of what our wind will look like going across this entire line near Lone Oak, Arkansas. All right, here it comes. It's getting a little bit stronger again.
Look like they just let the tornado warning expire here in Illinois. We only have one in Missouri right now.
Thank you, Natalie, for becoming a Maximum Velocity member. Thank you, Jake, for the super chat. We'll talk a little bit more about Indiana in a minute. Also, thank you, No Name, for the super chat. Anything for forming in Arkansas later? This is really our main threat, including Jonesboro, will be this line of thunderstorms. I'm going to go back to this camera in a second. I'm kind of surprised. Our storm's rolling right through furlough right now. That camera is in furlough. We haven't seen the rain pick up yet. Our highest wind is moving into furlough. They have gone ahead and already canceled a tornado warning here northeast of Little Rock, so we're back down to one tornado warning, which is the storm back over in Texas County, Missouri. We don't even have one in Indiana anymore. Honestly surprised the wind hasn't gotten stronger in furlough. I'm going to wait a second, though, and see if it picks up. We'll put it back on if it does. Huge hail and Colleen.
One don't look that strong anymore either.
It is warned for golf ball sized hail in Colleen. It's a live shot on the radar mega cyclone port. You can actually see the hail coming out of the sky right now. Some hail and rain mixing in there. This is in Colleen, where golf ball sized hail is currently falling.
I mean, it's still trying, but these are very weak velocities. I just turn them down a little bit so you can see it, but yeah. I turn up the velocities and it lifts up, you know. These are the higher velocities. It's still, I mean, it's coming down a little bit, but it doesn't look like nearly as much of a threat as it was.
Heading up towards the Fall City area, Poth and Floresville. Or what is does Ben Williams still have a view of like?
Still got a rotating
Bro,
bowl cloud.
This is unbelievable. You know, this storm, this thing's okay. If you haven't been here for a while, you probably didn't know. This storm's literally been like dying so slowly for the last like hour and 30 minutes north of Mount Vernon, and it's still going. This is such a weird storm, and there's literally rotation.
Notice how that bubbly part of the storm at the top.
How is this thing still going?
Bubbling cumulonimbus.
It's beyond me. Juicy cloud is a juicy wall cloud, if you will.
Tamer.
Wall cloud.
I can show you guys a picture.
Hey, line up for becoming a minimum velocity member.
So this is what the storm looked like about 20 minutes ago. No, 15 minutes ago. See how 15 minutes ago, do you see how much bigger the base was? It wasn't disconnected.
This thing's so weird.
How those are more bubbly, and now
sus storm, if you will.
All just fading into the dark there.
All right, Riley has an update. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey, Max. So obviously we do have those two severe thunderstorm warnings south of San Antonio, and there's a new storm firing just to the south of one of those warnings. I think these are going to continue to produce very severe hail, probably up to that tennis ball size. And the reason I'm relaying this isn't a general thunderstorm risk. So these people are not aware that there was a risk of thunderstorms today, especially ones that could be producing tennis ball sized hail. So if you're in the Pleasanton, Carnage City, or San Antonio area, go ahead and assume that there's an elevated risk of severe thunderstorms for the next few hours.
Thank you, Riley, for the update. That's a little interesting tidbit. We do an SPC risk.
That's over in San Antonio.
General thunderstorm outline. That's it. So we have tennis ball sized hail falling out of the sky without a SPC risk, which again, I don't think this was really on the models anyway, but Obviously, something to take note of if you know any friends or family out here near San Antonio. There is no technical SPC outlook risk of severe weather here, but we are anticipating that the threat here for very large hail will continue, at least out of this storm going towards Carnes City. Also got a little storm forming over here near Abilene. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Could produce a little bit of hail. So that's able to intensify. Back over in Arkansas, we had the line of storms move through Little Rock. We did have a brief little area of rotation, and it looks like we are starting to see rotation uptick again back over near Austin. And
Oh, wow.
Caboo. Going towards Austin, Ward, and Beebe.
2.5-inch size hail in Atacosca, Texas. That's some big hail. You said tennis ball size. That's about right.
There's no tornado warning here, but I do think it is pretty much deserving of one.
I still want to see it break apart because I think it's pretty cool. But we might just kind of
Yeah, and big, slow-moving Texas storms, so.
But we'll watch it kind of break apart here because I think
keep the bottom middle of your screen. Kaboot, thank you. Thank you, Elena, for becoming a member, and Kat, welcome to the Velocities.
This storm was tornado warned for about 2 hours, and
there is an area of rotation on the east side of town. This was
it's still rotating, but it's not tornado warned.
Once again.
Doesn't look too bad.
Heading in the direction of BB, McRae, Griffithville's in the path of this. Basically paralleling.
This is up in Illinois, east of St. Louis.
New warning on this if the velocities intensify again. Let's see if we have a view of this.
I mean, it still has rotation. It's just
Hey, Nader for the $10 super chat.
Basically doing what it seems like it's been doing for the last 2-3 hours now.
Looks like right now on the iDrive Arkansas camera back southbound near Highway 38. This is on exit 21, I believe.
Actually, quite a bit stronger in the velocities there, but it still isn't reaching down that far.
Some gusty winds. Wind might pick up again here in a second. This is also a very low visibility area.
Yeah, if we got any new people in chat, anybody's concerned about any areas, just type your city and state in chat and we can pull it up for you. Check out, see what's coming your way.
The wind is so heavy and loud is what somebody just said in the chat. Hey, Cookie, for becoming a moderate velocity member. Cabot, thank you.
Seems like we're back into the relaxing hour where we have one tornado warning.
Overall, though, not looking too crazy out there.
What Max just said, not looking too crazy out there.
A broad area of circulation, definitely a little pocket, though, of higher winds that are moving towards 38. And then our line of storms basically paralleling I-40. Damaging winds around 60 miles per hour looks likely.
I mean, everything's rotating. Nothing's just rotating strong enough, it looks like. I mean, that's a good thing for people's safety. We'll check Indiana. I haven't looked at Indiana in a while.
Definitely stay away from windows as the storm rolls through. This is another live shot.
Definitely still have rotation on this storm that's been warned a couple times.
Definitely didn't look as intense, though.
Definitely still rotating.
Just east of Little Rock.
We got all whole bunch of little boogers forming up over here. Got more little storms forming up down here.
My parents were unaware that they're in the area and got the warning. That's awesome. Glad we could help. That storm, for the record, going towards San Antonio is kind of splitting.
It's still rotating.
Severe weather risk will be a bit lower for that particular storm. Hey, Robert, for the $10 super chat.
I wonder if we're just lacking Cape today.
So once again, winds are starting to pick up here. Just off to the east of Lone Oak in Arkansas. We're just trying to gauge how high the winds are. I think they're around 60. The warning currently is for 70. Or this is in Lone Oak. Just east of Little Rock.
My goodness, this thing is cranking too.
Not too much traffic out
The upper level velocities are strong in these. They're little storms, but they got some definitely got some upper level velocities.
Power outages in Waco, according to Jared in the chat.
Power outages in Waco?
Concern right now over there is going to be wind. We have about 30,000 customers without power in all of Texas and about 29,000 without power in Arkansas.
I haven't even looked at the power outages in Texas. I'm actually interested. We were looking at the storms yesterday. I don't know if anybody was here yesterday for the storms, but Pennsylvania got obliterated last night by a line of storms here. And this is still, I don't know if they got any of the power fixed today. Not really. It looks like they fixed some of these counties, but yeah, they had about 60, 80 mile per hour winds to go through Pennsylvania last night. It was rough. These are still the counties that lost power last night. They got hit hard. It's pretty scattered in Texas, though. I think there's a couple houses that lost power here.
I think we saw some hail not long ago, though. Let's go back down to Killeen, Texas. They have issued a new severe thunderstorm warning. Golf ball sized hail for the east side of Killeen coming up towards Temple. So our hail threat's going to be moving into Temple, Texas here over the next few minutes.
Golf ball size hail heading into Temple, Texas.
You are staying again away from windows as a hailstorm is coming into your neck of the woods here.
How you doing today, Brian?
Just south of Waco, and then back over in Waco, we also have golf ball sized hail here too. So both these warnings are for golf ball sized hail. If you guys have any photos or videos of it, you can at me on Twitter at MaxVelocityWX is the best way to do so.
I'm just going to kind of hang out for the next 15, 20 minutes, see what happens. We don't have any anything severe pickup. I'll probably end the stream for now in about 15, 20 minutes. But if it, thing pick up, I'll keep going. But like if we do have any other crazy stuff happen later on this evening, I will bring the stream back on. But
keep an eye on this storm.
just kind of quiet. Don't really have anybody to help,
Generally speaking, it's not that organized. It's north.
It's crazy how small these little storms are. Nothing's growing today.
Still has a little mezzo on it heading up towards Avena and Admont.
Everything's rotating too. Like every single one of these storms are rotating.
Has not really been very organized either. Over the last few scans, there's a little bit more of a mezzo on this. Wouldn't honestly be surprised if they issued a new tornado warning on this. I just don't think there's enough. Storm still doesn't look very organized. It's been kind of north of our outflow boundary, and as long as it stays north of the outflow boundary, it should have a lower threat of severe weather. Also, the severe thunderstorm warning in Kentucky for near the Cynthia area, that is mainly for ping pong ball sized hail at 60.
Turn the severe warnings on.
A little bit larger hail now falling out of the storm.
That's the only severe warning storm in Indiana, it looks like. Yeah.
Thanks, Stormrunner Media, for the 8 months. Appreciate that. W's in the chat for Stormrunner Media with the 8-month membership.
Little Rock. I mean, these storms are crazy looking down here for sure. I mean, we were just looking at that highway view.
If you guys have any photos or videos of the hailstorm in Killeen, let me know. I'm going to try to see if we can find some. I think we'll have some somewhere. You guys can at me on Twitter with stuff.
I wonder if we're losing any power over here in Arkansas. That's what I want to check. I want to see if that storm's taking out power anywhere. But like Arkansas is so used to wind, I don't think a 60 mile per hour windstorm is going to do anything to Arkansas. That state knows how to take a beating, and they've been through a lot. Oh yeah, I guess these storms have done a number.
That's a lot of hail. Hail no. Back over in Killeen.
400 households in Bradley lost power. 1,300 in Dallas County. Another 1,400 in Grant. So these storms are cranking. 1,800 in Ouachita County. My goodness, I didn't know these storms were that bad. So these storms are doing some damage with the winds, it looks like. My goodness. Me and Max have both been ignoring them most of the day, but these things aren't nice. I mean, everything's rotating in here too.
I'm not really seeing any rotation anymore in this line of thunderstorms across Arkansas. It's really more of a wind threat as of right now. It could change again. Again, the storms briefly got out in front of our outflow boundary, and it looks like they've become outflow dominant again. So as long as they stay outflow dominant, the tornado threat should stay low. But continue to stay weather aware. We have no tornado warnings in about 1 minute. So we'll be back down to no tornado warnings. The one in Missouri is going to be gone. And we'll be back down to just a bunch of severe thunderstorm warnings. We'll be back at 15 severe thunderstorm warnings.
Just not picking up any winds in the upper levels, really. It's showing like 40-mile-per-hour winds in the upper levels, but it's not showing us what's down on the ground. But there's got to be some good blasts of winds down there if they're taking out that much power.
All right, tornado warning is. I'm waiting.
Looks like we do have a rotation right here. National Weather has this one tagged right here.
Safe. I mean, with what we just saw, there's a bunch of hail falling clean. So.
They got tagged at a 1.2 strength at 5,000 feet and another 1.1 strength at 7,100 feet. Right here at the front of this storm down here, right by Risen, Arkansas. And they don't have a tornado warning, but
A new tornado warning has been
got a new tornado warning. Oh, what is this?
There's just no way.
This might be that spot that just moved north. I mean, that's 120, 110, 120 mile per hour gust of wind right there.
It really needs to stop. We have a new tornado.
It's some really strong velocities right here for a brief moment.
In Illinois. For Vandalia and
Might have had a brief spin up tornado right there. That's probably what that was.
Your I-70. You are in this warning.
Pretty sure we just had a little brief sprint up right here in Arkansas along this line of storms. Yeah, this whole line of storms this line's being serious. They're taking out power, causing lots of winds and brief spin up tornadoes. It looks like still. Yeah, we have another spot of rotation right here is being measured by National Weather. 3,000 feet and 4,000 or 5,000 feet.
Yeah, Hunter Hurley's going for this. We're gonna put him bottom.
Yeah, if you ever see any of these like upside down triangles here, this is where National Weather is actually like measuring the velocities of a part of a storm. And we got two rotations they're measuring right now. Being Arkansas, they're very, very used to lots of tornadoes. A lot of times they don't tornado warn brief spin ups like this just because everything here is used to a lot stronger tornadoes, so they basically think it's a wind gust,
Hey Max, yeah, I was looking.
It's an EF1. Oh, it's okay. It's just a gust of wind, man. That thing's a windstorm.
Region or B-word, so what that is
We get real tornadoes in Arkansas.
You can actually see an area of high reflectivity surrounding an area of low reflectivity on radar. It's a little less prevalent.
Where's our new tornado warning? Up in Illinois. Let's go up there, guys. Let's look at our new warning.
From the other radar tower. One of the other things I was looking at is just.
Oh, they rewarned this one again.
3D radar, of course, because come on, 3D radar.
Just getting to the band and interference just in time.
Relatively low tops on a tail core for some reason. So although the thunderstorm overall is reaching up above 50,000 feet, the main hail core of the storm is only reaching up to 30,000 feet. So for some reason, it seems like the updraft on this storm is either starting to come down or it's not intense as it was. Nonetheless, it still could produce a tornado. This is actually in the.
This one's about smack dab in between those radars now. Actually, still looks a little closer to St. Louis at the moment. I'm not going to be able to see the backside of that front side of the storm, but I can definitely see the backside still before the interference kicks in. Oh, wow, yeah, this thing's definitely cranking again. My goodness. This was already set to higher velocities, but I mean, you can clearly see this thing's rotating all the way down. Just about. But it's had these upper level velocities for the last 2.5 hours, I'd say, and it's yet to drop on the ground. So we'll see what happens with this one. They did tornado warn it after another 30 minutes or so. I mean, it could be. Let's actually look and see where we're at here in the threat area.
They're coming up on it right now. They're going up Highway 51, just north of Sandoval.
So we're kind of.
In the next 5 minutes, we should have a pretty good view of the storm.
Kind of not quite to the mid area of Illinois, but let's see our threat. Kind of want to see what part of the threat we are in. Yeah, I think we're still in the red area, right around in there. So, like, you know, if we're inside the red, it's still like a higher chance this thing will produce a tornado. Once it gets in the green, obviously, we're going to have less of a chance for it to produce a tornado. So I still think this storm's in an area that could cause some problems.
And a little view on the left side of your screen of this tornado warning cell. A little bit of a view there.
Good structure. Also, why does it look good in there now? Look at the wall clock.
He's saying these guys are chasing the tornado warning storm right here.
Rotating wall cloud here south of Vandalia.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is south of Vandalia. Cool. We got somebody out here.
Quick little update, new mesoscale discussion from the Storm Prediction Center. This is across southeast Missouri, just south of St. Louis. Some tornado threat will exist with small supercells. So the tornado threat not quite over yet. If you're in southeastern Missouri, tornado watch probably not going to be issued for that area, but might get an isolated tornado down there.
Still a possible tornado threat in
Also
southeast Missouri with small supercells.
Back over near the Mississippi River Valley. Eastward moving mesoscale convective system will pose a risk of severe winds and perhaps embedded mesovortex tornado.
That's the one I just talked about, yeah.
Back over to,
that storm's causing a lot of power outages. We just had a brief spin up tornado there like 5 minutes ago. I just showed you guys that.
There's a rotating wall cloud. Hopefully we can get at least a shot of this here in the next minute or two. See if we can see it.
By the way, if there's anybody new here, the guy we're watching right here is Max Velocity. He is a big time weather streamer. If you go click in the description, I have links for Max Velocity. I have links for other great streamers like Ryan Hall. And I also have links for lots of Snornado. Lots of tornado chasers in there as well. So if you're interested in watching any of these tornado chasers, you can click and watch on them as well. And I also do have the radar app that I use listed in there. It is not a free app, but it does have a free trial, and that's GR2 Analyst.
Hanging around for a while. This kind of feels like the same kind of storm. Doesn't feel like it has that much energy to really get much stronger than it already is. I feel like it's going to be kind of meandering around its intensity for a little bit.
I agree, Max. I agree. It's going to meander around for another 2 hours.
Looks pretty interesting. Still got a hook echo on this thing going up towards Mendora. Seymour's also in the path of this in southern Indiana. We actually have a really decent meso on this.
I got to go look at that Indiana storm again. That does look pretty tight.
Possible tornado threat heading towards Brownstown and Medora and Shields in southern Indiana over the next few minutes, southeast of Bedford. The storm near Overton in Louisiana, Kentucky does not look overly impressive. Just mostly quarter-sized tail, 60 mile per hour.
Just so you guys too know, if you aren't familiar with Max Velocity, this man is the Superman of weather. He streams all the time. He is always here. So if there's any severe weather, he will be here.
Eastern Arkansas, but at least in the short term, it's a pretty low chance. And then back over in Texas, east of Clean and near Waco, we are still dealing with some big hailstorms right now. Golf ball sized hail being the main concern, and there could be some damaging winds as well, upwards of 50 to 60 miles per hour as these storms move east.
Hey, it is getting a little stronger.
Reminder, if you're back over near San Antonio, a couple of surprising storms have formed.
Get there a little bit.
Again, this is completely outside of our severe weather risk. So if you might
Doesn't look like National Weather's tagging this storm though.
Now south of San Antonio,
All they got tagged is the hail.
Near Shirts as well. So just heads up, upwards of tennis ball sized hail and 60 mile per hour winds will continue to be a possibility.
We're probably just seeing the hail, to be honest. This might not even be that strong a rotation. It could be just this hail chunk that's getting red and getting pushed down into here.
Illinois, and see if we have a new radar scan here. And the latest scan has at least still some rotation here. This is the shot that, wow, this is literally just moments ago from Hunter Hurley. So he's the chaser on this supercell. Look at that.
Again, I am set at very high velocities on this storm as well.
Like zoom into this thing.
I mean, this thing is definitely got some high velocities in the upper levels. Well, turn down the velocities. I mean, it's just a big glob when you do that, but this thing is still, I mean, this thing's been rotating with strong velocities for, how long have I been streaming? Let me look. Ever since I started the stream when this storm was cranking up. So I gotta move my thing real quick so I can find out how long this thing's been cranking for. Okay, so this storm's been cranking with strong velocities for 2 hours now. 1 hour and 49 minutes to be exact. That's when I started the stream, when these two storms started acting up. And this thing still is showing very strong velocities. I mean, they had these warned. They had them tornado warned more than once. They've been warned for over an hour, but they have yet to produce a tornado. And there's two of them. There's this one and that one over there in Illinois, both that are. The Illinois one is actually warned right now. This one right here, they actually have a warning on it, and it's moving into the band of interference, so Max is about to lose all vision on this storm.
The storm on radar is being measured at around 46,000 feet tall, so it actually has gotten a little bit taller here recently.
It'll be funny. Just watch. In about 5 minutes, Max is going to be like, the storm right here in Illinois just died and disappeared. Because Radar Omega deletes these purple blocks. So it's just going to look like there's nothing there in like 5 minutes from Max. Get him every time.
I mean, honestly, it might be. Not to criticize him, but I mean, it's been terribly slow the last few weeks, or at least in the last week. All right, here's a view of the tornado warning cell.
That's fine. That's perfect. That's perfect.
Ooh, we got a view of the tornado warning cell.
Look at the mezzo.
Man, look at that lowering. That is beautiful.
Vernon and Wilburton.
You can't lie though. That is a beautiful looking storm. That's amazing. This is an amazing view. Beautiful. I wish I was out there with them guys, but
Where's Ryan Show when you need him? He'd be yelling right now. Big
such a pretty
I don't know
sight.
if this is gonna produce, to be honest. Every storm here in Illinois struggled today. I don't really feel like this is gonna produce, but
I mean, it could produce. Who knows what it's going to do.
Definitely be in your safe place. Definitely a large wall cloud for sure.
I mean, that storm is rotating. It has very high velocities up in here. Like up in this area here. Like there is strong velocities inside the storm. It's just not reaching down all the way. There's a lot of stuff going on inside of that storm. You just can't see it. That is so pretty though. I could stare at this forever. Guys taking pictures one after another of it. Howdy, Miss Irritated. How you doing? We're staring at clouds. Came just in time for the cloud staring contest.
This time I got plain. Slight regrets, by the way. I actually kind of liked it with the pickles and mayo. So once again, our tornado warning in Illinois. This is Hunter Hurley.
This is our tornado warned storm in Illinois, the one on the screen right above this little screen of Max's.
I really don't think we're gonna get a tornado. I don't want to doubt it, but who knows? It's a large rotating wall cloud.
Yeah, I mean, this you can't really get any closer than this to a tornado. It's rotating. It has high velocities all throughout the storm. It's just not touching down. They're being very I don't know what's the word to use. You live further down south in Illinois? How you doing, Zeke? Right now, this is really the only threat in Illinois right now. We'll keep staring at it a little bit longer, and I'll go run around and look at some stuff. Albion, Illinois.
Doesn't even really look like it's rotating that much. It's very
Oh, it's definitely rotating on the inside.
kind of weak rotation.
Albion.
Latest scan is showing more rotation near Boinier.
You're east of Mount Vernon. Fairfield, Mount Carmel.
The rotations is actually increasing.
You just had a storm pass over you. Or there's one on top of you right now.
Where are we going? We're in Illinois.
I mean, we really don't have a much more coming out there for a while. I'll pull up the other radar here in a minute.
Yeah, I just woke up.
That is so beautiful. It looks even better now that it's like right in the middle of the screen.
He's missed me.
Thunderstorms are such a wondrous thing.
Because this storm is just not good enough for pictures. It's definitely rotating. I mean, the velocities on radar picked up. We don't have really a radar site here, so we don't have a clear.
I mean,
view of
this thing has very strong
the
rotations.
low levels and see if that's intensifying. But at least in the mid level,
I know Mac's not looking on the inside of the storm, but like, yeah, we definitely have rotation inside the storm, all the way up from the top, all the way down into here. But you know what you're seeing on the picture is way down here.
Still trying.
And I'm gonna turn up the velocities even higher. So, like these velocities right here, this is really cranking. That's like up at like 80, 90 miles per hour up in the storm right there. So it's rotating really strong up in, you know, the higher levels.
In Illinois, heading up towards Effingham.
But yeah, if I turn the velocities down where you can see more of the storm, where like, you know, the area on the ground's like hardly moving at all. Like it's rotating very slow down at the bottom. I mean, that could actually be what you're looking at right there in that picture. This little, you know, little lump right here. That might be that exact spot right there. So you can kind of see where the rotation is strong and how far away it is. So it's a ways up in there, you know, but it is rotating strong up in there. But yeah, when I go down to these low velocities, it just doesn't.
Honestly,
It's not rotating fast enough for it to drop to the ground.
It's a little outflowy.
But it could pick up at any moment. You never know.
Clicking? I actually don't know. I want to know.
The clicking's a camera. It sounds like. I thought that was a camera.
Photos or something.
Yeah, it sounds like a camera. All right, let's go check out Albion. We stared at that for a while. I do enjoy a good storm stare. It's so relaxing, to be honest. All right, so let's pull up our big one. So it looks like you have a ton of rain coming later on tonight now, Beyond, but right now you definitely want to keep your phone nearby if you're in Albion, if I'm saying it right. You said you're just south here. So you just had this little cell just pull over top of you. I mean, that thing might not be rotating yet. Let me switch radars.
That's what's the update for Waco, Texas tonight. Mainly just hail. I think the hail threat is definitely going down though.
Like pretty much anything that comes through Albion tonight is going to be rotating for the next couple hours. Is it going to be tornadic? Probably not. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, if you go anywhere around your house or outside, make sure you keep your phone nearby. But it doesn't look like anything crazy's coming through Albion at any time. But you know, a new storm could form and it could get crazy just to be safe. But it's looking good. I mean, you're going to have this little baby storm pop over top of you, but it's too close to radar here. It looked like this is rotating, but it's not really anything scary yet.
Where is this? This is south of Vandalia, Illinois.
Man, this storm's actually got some pretty good size already.
This thing has a large wall cloud.
Yeah, this storm, this thing has absolutely no rotation in it, going over top of Albion. So you're in great shape at the moment. You most likely won't see anything come through there tonight in Illinois in that area, but you know, I just like to be safe and prepared, so just don't go too far from your phone and keep it charged.
It's eventually going to track towards Browntown, St. Elmo, and Altamont.
And this is the threat for today too, by the way. This is what the National Weather sent out to us. This is our pivotal weather outlook. So like you have a 5% chance for tornadoes in the red and then 2% in the green. So you're in the red zone. But just so far it's been a pretty mild day. So it hasn't been intense at all whatsoever today. It really hasn't been intense all this week. It's been a pretty mild week.
We still have a line of thunderstorms that is continuing to produce damaging winds. The tornado risk with this line has definitely gotten quite low at this point.
I don't think we haven't had an intense day in probably a week and a half in weather. It's just been mainly just weak step tornadoes last week and a half. We did have a really big one that knocked a train off the railroad tracks, but it wasn't intense because it was out in the middle of the desert. So like it wasn't really intense at all. It was a big tornado, but it wasn't going towards any town, so it wasn't a big deal. But it did knock a train off the railroad tracks, which is kind of crazy. I mean, I didn't even find out about that. Max found about it after the tornado happened, but there was a train that was derailed. Yeah, we haven't seen anything really crazy since our last big outbreak that we had. This has actually been a very mild storm season, I would say. Got another guy looking at this. It's the same storm we're just looking at. He's driving closer to it. Sam Duncan, how you doing? As of right now, everybody's getting rain tomorrow. There's going to be rain everywhere. So far, the tornado threat's only for eastern Tennessee right now. Let me pull that up again. So this is for today. This is day 1 tornado outlook. Day 2. Wait. You were right. I had that mixed up. Yeah, the tornado threat's in western Tennessee, not eastern. So yeah, we do have a tornado threat in western Tennessee tomorrow, not eastern. I was backwards there. I'm sorry. So that's our tornado threat for tomorrow. There is a 2% chance for tornadoes. Anytime it's just a 2%, it's really not a big threat. Stuff can happen, but most likely, if it's a tornado, it's going to be a weak EF0 or EF1. So, as long as you're inside away from windows, you have nothing to really worry about. You just don't want to be caught inside of a camper or a trailer. You just want to be in an actual house. And this is the rain for tomorrow. So everybody's going to be getting some rain tomorrow for sure. Yeah, and that's our threat for today. I haven't looked at that one up there again. We haven't. I mean, this thing's not even as strong as it was an hour and a half ago, but it's still rotating. But this thing was much stronger an hour and a half ago when I started the steam. This thing was really cranking. Like it looked like it was going to drop at any second. And this thing's just been teasing the last 2 hours. We really don't want it to drop though, because there's a lot of towns here. But it looks very, very concerning. I mean, it could happen at any moment. It's rotating all the way through, with the strongest parts obviously up at the top of the storm, but and Max saying it looks like there's about a tornado to drop right here. So we might get to see one drop right in front of our eyes.
Is there a tornado, Riley? Okay. There is a tornado on the ground.
Is one big tornado, dude.
This is a confirmed.
By the way, guys, the guy I'm showing you right here, this is Max Velocity if you're new to the stream. He's a big dog streamer in the community, and I do have a link to him in the description if you're interested in watching him or you want to watch any of these storm chasers that are also listed.
Okay, can you stop for 1 second?
I know I'm just on a little YouTube short screen, so.
Look at how rapidly this thing is rotating.
That's fine though. Okay. Sorry.
This is confirmed ground contact. It is not fully condensed, but there is a tornado in progress, or at least
Okay,
has
so we have a tornado in progress.
Tornado here at the minimum. It is still rapidly rotating right there. This near Sheboygan going up towards Confidence in Brownstown in Illinois.
Yeah, we're gonna go east here.
Okay.
Okay, so they're going to reposition.
Looks like it's occluding. It's just barely to the
Look at all
road.
the rising motion, by the way, there on the left. This is a very healthy supercell. It actually is. I'm surprised how this thing is still going. It really grew in size here over the last several minutes.
Behind us, besides
It said it might be occluding. This is back to live radar. Again, there's obviously a hail core here. That's without a doubt. I also want to point out that our echo tops are upwards of almost 45, 50,000 feet. This storm at one point was near 50,000 foot cloud top. So this storm's really.
Let's take a
grown
look
in
at the
size
life of
here
this
over the
storm.
last little while, just south of Vandalia, and this at one point was down to like 30, 35,000 feet. You know, so this storm's actually been pretty impressive. I don't know if you guys see the bug on the bottom right of your screen. That is on there. Jennifer's camera. But yeah, I mean, this is a pretty unbelievable.
So this is the
supercell.
storm right now.
These are still corresponding with the very strong area of rotation. That's a couple.
I made the blue and greens a little more transparent because that's kind of like just our rain shower parts where our yellows are more severe, obviously.
Contact in the last couple minutes. It may be occluding. We're not entirely sure, but the velocities are still very strong, and I do think at the minimum that we still have very strong rotation. That could lead to another.
This looks like it's gotten a little bigger.
Also, there's likely some $1.25 sized hail.
It looked like it's reaching down a lot better last scan. This latest scan looks like it's lifting back up.
Hey Mac, so I was scrolling.
I mean, the guy was just saying it was occluding, and he looked like we just lost this whole section right here. So
There was a truck in Wise County, Texas yesterday where we had gusty winds around 8 a.m. in the morning. It got pushed into the ditch. It landed on its side in the ditch. This truck was carrying.
still,
8
this thing's
million
still like
dimes.
smack dab in the middle of St. Louis and
Those dimes managed to fall out of the
oh, I'm not even
ditch.
looking at St. Louis radar. I'm actually using Evansville, Indiana. Let's look at St. Louis.
Had $800,000 worth of dimes cover your highway.
All right, that's an interesting tidbit. Thank you, Riley, for the update. By the way, I did not realize my hair was going crazy. My hair is like, bro, we can make it literally go crazy. Get a mohawk going. Oh, it went away.
Oh, I clicked the airport radar. It doesn't even reach that far.
Looks like I just got out of bed. All right, let's go back to Hunter. He's coming up on this area of rotation. Let's see if it's still on the ground or not. Doesn't appear like it, unless it's behind the left side of the trees here.
Oh, why is it taking so long to load the radar?
It may have occluded already. Again, I think it was.
Yeah. It was trying. So this is back at the St. Louis radar. I mean, we can pretty much see this from either radar at this point. It's like right in the middle of both.
Okay, so that entire area up there is rotating still. This is such a large area of rotation. I mean, again, all that you're seeing that's a huge wall cloud. It's fully rotating right now.
Let's take a look at a 3D view from this radar. The storm has definitely gotten a lot bigger, that's for sure. Like this thing's been small for 2 hours. Turn up the velocity some.
But we're gonna be really, really, really close to this.
Really sloppy right here from this radar.
Just be careful, because I think that whole front edge is it.
It's very visibly.
Yeah, like it's just you got such a huge area of rotation in this area here.
A tornado from 5 minutes ago. I'm going to show you guys the video of that tornado because we have a better look at that.
Yeah, I think we gotta give this thing a little more time to figure out what it's trying to do. I'm gonna go back to the other radar though, because I felt like we were seeing it better from the Indiana one.
It's coming up on Confidence.
Switch back to the Indiana radar.
They're heading right towards where that wall cloud is. Again, everything that's rotating is right there in the middle of your screen. We could have a tornado still.
It's over the road.
There's a lot of potholes on this road. this tornado would be heading into Confidence, Illinois over the next few minutes, and then eventually heading up
Clear skies on the left.
in the direction of
That's so
Effingham.
cool.
So it does look like it's trying to reach down again further with the stronger velocities.
I can't clearly see a tornado right now.
I have like a second vortex trying to reach down out here.
Still a large wall
You got the
cloud,
big
but
one
it's
here.
rotating.
We probably need to go east here so we don't lose visibility.
I got it, Zibble. All
Hey,
right,
let's-
so as
let's-
they position east, I want to show you guys
Wait.
the video. This was our tornado.
I was getting ready to make it big again, but they're turning away from the storm. Oh, wait a minute.
Thank you.
This was our tornado moments ago from Hunter Hurley. So this was a tornado right there. So this was just moments ago at least a small tornado at the minimum coming out of the sky there, making ground contact. So that was just moments ago. Just south of Vandalia.
He's trying. He's
Augsburg.
definitely trying.
And this is what's coming up towards Confidence. If we still have a tornado, it's heading right in that direction. So that is the view of that tornado just moments ago. Again, it could be on the stronger side of things. We don't really know. We don't have a clear visual right now, but the velocities are still pretty strong on radar. It's going to be heading up into Confidence, eventually heading in the direction of Brownstown and St. Elmo. The storm is, again, really slow. It's moving northeast at like 25 miles per hour, so it's a pretty slow-moving storm. It's going to be coming up on Highway 185 here pretty soon. Warning goes for 15
Let me
more minutes.
refresh max velocity to make sure I'm up to date on the stream.
Is a tornado in progress near Augsburg, and again, going in the direction of Confidence. St. James is also in the path of that. Quick little update back over in Arkansas. We still have a line of thunderstorms. This is our mesoscale convective system. We have noticed a pretty substantial weakening trend here over the last hour. It's not as intense as it was when it was near Little Rock, but damaging winds should continue, and there is still a very low chance of a tornado. Back over in Texas near Waco.
We haven't looked at Indiana at all.
This will continue for the next few hours. Damaging winds and
Actually, this is the Indiana radar.
and then back over
So if I need to go look at the Indianapolis radar,
that'll eventually go towards Breckenridge.
because it's too far away from the storm that I was using here in Evansville, or the radar.
See if they're reporting anything. They're going to be turning
We haven't
up here in a second.
looked in Arkansas either at all. This thing's been spinning up brief tornadoes non-stop here. It looks like we still have areas of rotation here. Down Arkansas, this whole line of storms, you see these little blips of red here and green. Look like, I don't know, that might be inflow or radar interference, but yeah, this whole front line of storms right here going through Arkansas is still severe warned. This thing's known for having 60-mile-per-hour winds plus brief spin-up tornadoes and just doing a lot of damage in general. We have a lot of power outages out in Arkansas here. Let me pull that up real quick. Got to give you guys an idea what this is doing. Like the storm's definitely doing some damage, and it's causing a lot of power outages. It's not being nice. Like we just had another 1,000 people here and here in White County, 1,000 houses, or 1,300 houses, another 1,100 in Lonoke County. So the storm's still doing some damage here. And then we also had a real strong rotating storm up in Indiana. Let me keep an eye on Max here real quick, so I know when he's coming back, or when he's going to go back to that view.
We'll do a little tour thing when that happens. Once again,
All right.
we have at least a rotating wall cloud still, if not a potential tornado heading up towards Brownstown, Illinois. The storm prediction center
Trying to
has been
find a radar in
discussed.
Indiana.
That includes
Oh, I have 2 of them on Evansville. Oh, that's not good.
as
So I'm
Illinois.
delaying my radar scans right now. I got to switch this one quick.
That is
This one's
right.
actually heading towards Cincinnati now.
Discussion. Favorable tornado corridor in the near term. That includes areas from Vandalia and Effingham back towards Bloomington and Seymour. They have noted that a potential for a strong tornado still exists, damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour, and golf ball sized hail is also a possibility.
This one's still rotating, kinda.
And north of Ascennes, where we do
This
see
one was
storms out
tornado warned for a couple hours, and it's got a little bit of rotation, but I think this one's kind of heading out of the favorable area. This is starting to get closer to Cincinnati. Let me look at the pivotal weather outlook again for today. So yeah, man, that storm's pretty much in the green now, so it's basically losing its nadir juice altogether.
Echo tops
Because once it makes it to Cincinnati, it's going to be completely out of the area with high wind shear and all that good stuff.
As a heads up, right along I-70.
It looks like it's still kind of rotating a little bit, just not very much. Got small. That could be just hail too, because we do have a hail core right here. This could just be the hail. So I don't know if it's rotating or that's just hail.
This is it right here. Still spinning.
This is south of Cincinnati. I don't know if that's rotation or hail too. That might be some rotation here. All right, let's go big again.
Tornadic Supercell.
Dang, that's a good view. He needs to hit the gas. He has no service. Misty, how are you doing, Misty? Welcome to the stream. I want to actually go back to Evansville to look at the storm. I need to switch radars and go back to it real quick, because whenever you connect to the same radar, this program, it basically cancels them both out. I'll make sure it's updating. Oh, wow, yeah, it's looking pretty tight right there. We got
No ground contact from what I'm seeing.
it's a pretty close gate to gate shear. It's not that close. Like, these two line up. I think that thing will definitely be on the ground. It's getting really close.
Back to the live radar, which the velocities on the radar over the last few minutes have gotten a little bit weaker. Let me go back to the St. Louis radar site, see if it's correlated on that one too.
Oh, he's going back to St. Louis.
Look at the velocities on this. This is from the St. Louis radar site.
Well, let's go back to St. Louis too.
This is when we had very strong rotation and a tornado that we at least briefly had near Wilburton. Very strong velocities. Over the last few minutes, it's gotten a lot broader. Doesn't mean we can't have another tornado. It just means that we are.
Oh, it still looks very tight right here at St. Louis.
For now, definitely interesting to see that correlate here on radar. The Supercell's also kind of done like a little weird split. It's kind of weird. Split a little bit. It's not as organized as before, but tornado warning does go for 9 more minutes. So we are continuing to keep an eye on that storm. Back over near Poplar Bluff, we got some big storms over here. Let's see if there's a camera.
See the split he was talking about? You can't deny that. So it's basically got 2 rotations, or it's doing a handoff or something. He's like, it did a weird split. It's got 2 legs now. Oh, it's got 2 legs. Which one doesn't want to feed?
Tomorrow's threat of severe weather is a pretty large area. We'll talk
Obviously, this one looks like it's stronger.
Scattered hail and wind. Probably won't be seeing much of a tornado threat.
Kind of looks funny. It looks like a horse's legs or something. You're surrounded by storms in St. Louis. The ones that are dying. I'm using the St. Louis radar right now. And we'll see. I don't know what's going to happen in St. Louis. Like, our tornado threats here for the day. This is where we have chances for tornadoes today. 5% in the red, 2% in the green. So, pretty much anything can happen here. And next, it's starting to get kind of late. I don't know. We maybe only have an hour or 2 of severe weather, possibly. Max really hasn't talked about how late this is going to last. He's the meteorologist, so I'm not sure how late this event's supposed to last.
The HRRR has this weakening out before it gets to Oklahoma and Dallas. And then back over in Arkansas, Texas, and Missouri, which has got a line of thunderstorms. It's going to be pushing right along the Mississippi River Valley. That'll be mainly a wind threat. Again, this line of storms should weaken as it gets to the Mississippi River Valley by around midnight, and then it'll fall apart.
But yeah, also keep in mind, this storm has been rotating for 2 hours and 30 minutes, too. I literally started the stream on this storm, and it's been teasing us for 2.5 hours.
And then this other one that's been trying to pop up here near Albion could try to do something as it heads up towards Vincennes. We got a lot of outflow boundaries here, so we'll see if any of these storms can have a positive.
I mean, that was the perfect time to drop a tornado, too, while I was out in the middle of nowhere. There's no towns nearby, you know.
View of this storm here in a few moments.
But now it's going to start getting closer to towns.
Put Ben Williams on. What's Ben looking at?
That was the perfect place. I mean, not only was it out in the middle of nowhere, there's plenty of roads, and the storm chasers were right on it.
Williams view of this.
It did actually briefly funnel down a little bit. We did see that on Max's stream.
Storm, is he on the tornado one? Yeah, he is. Okay, never mind. Yeah, this is a live shot of our tornado one cell near Avena.
2 legs and 1 storm. Huh? Dead man walking. Let's take another look at a view of the storm.
Look at that. Look at that structure right there.
Oh, wait.
Incredible striations there. If there were a tornado on the storm, it'd be kind of right in the middle of the screen.
Starting to get a little darker, it looks like there. Oh, we lost the 2 legs. So those are highest velocities here.
You can see the inflow. You can see
Still has some really high velocities in the upper levels. I mean,
storm just above that tree line.
well, got 1 skinny leg and 1 fat leg now.
Is it going to drop a tornado? It already has dropped 1. Could drop another one.
Yeah, I think if it would drop, it'd probably be from this back one here. That comes together, it should drop right down in here. Lined up with that the green and red. This one's still rotating. I mean, you definitely have it right here.
See if this thing can. Someone was telling me it had a tornado when we were.
It's probably why it didn't go down. It split up into 2 vortexes, and it doesn't have the power to power on both.
Lowering.
He's over near. I think he's near Edgewood, just west of Edgewood.
Condensation.
New tornado warning for the same storm, guys. St. James, Brownston, St. Elmo, and Altamont. Heading your way.
They're going to continue this tornado warning.
We're heading your way with a 2-legged rotation.
So that's for Avena, just west of Altamont. If you are in this tornado warning, seek shelter. The velocities have increased again over the lake.
Yeah, absolutely. Leavenworth, Kansas. I'm glad somebody came in and asked.
Head up towards I-70 and St. Elmo.
Let's do that right now. Let's go look at Leavenworth. I know there's storms up there. Let me pull up our...
On this tornado warning.
This is our national weather radar, the whole big one. So this is our big massive storms right here that went through Texas and heading through Arkansas. This one here is causing a lot of damage here in Arkansas, but you're in Kansas. Well, you were up here a ways. I haven't even really looked at these storms at all.
We're gonna have to watch.
Let's go up there.
So yeah, it looks like Hunter Hurley.
Fort Leavenworth,
confirmed a brief tornado.
where the Army jail is, right? I forget it. I've heard of it, but I don't know its exact spot, so let me pull it up.
So in a minute, we're gonna have to move a little bit.
Unrelated to this storm, but back over in Waco, Texas, there is a report of units arriving at a house with smoke coming out of the attic
This is like something
because of a lightning strike.
I'm going to pull this over here just in case you still want to see that.
A big concern in Texas as well.
So
Oh, wow, you're really close to Missouri.
that the storm is getting more stable.
Just northeast of Topeka.
Tornado here, because do you see how smooth the storm looks? That smooth look on a storm is not.
You're getting hit by these storms. Let's take a look at them closely now.
It's great for structure. It's
I'll
great
grab a
for
radar
but it's
with
not
all the data on it.
when you get a very smooth look to a storm like that.
Gotta figure out which one I want to take. I'll take Springfield. We don't need this one anymore.
I wonder if our structure is going to get even more incredible here as we get closer to sunset. We still have about an hour.
Tornadoes in Ohio tomorrow. Tornado threat in Ohio is pretty low tomorrow.
In west central, no, more like
We just said bus times
say
through
we're
the
in the
chat.
southern half of Illinois.
For the record,
It's loading in.
We're just to the
I don't remember what
south of
happened yesterday. I'm
I-70.
not even gonna lie. Yesterday was not a bus though. Yesterday was a normal day. Like it was literally pretty much
Just
as
to the south of
forecasted.
I-70 here.
But you definitely have a lot of rain showers and some thunderstorms over Leavenworth right now. But
It's just kind of surprising for May or late April, early May.
Avena.
You don't really have much rotation. Looks like a little bit of rotation back in here, but these storms are all weak. They're just rain showers coming up.
That is Ben Williams.
Yeah, you don't have anything to worry about in Leavenworth. Just maybe a little bit of thunderstorms and some rain showers. This is our tornado threat for today too. If you haven't seen it,
A new tornado warning.
let me pop this up. So yeah, you're outside of the tornado threat for today. Our tornado threat's in here today. So yeah, you're looking good in Leavenworth.
That's gnarly.
But you'll definitely be seeing some rain.
Effingham County, it's a different National Weather Service office. For Altamont, near Watson.
Man, that is crazy. Look how fast that thing's going now.
Structure. Unbelievable view. I gotta say,
Yeah, no problem, man. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to check weather, man.
Unbelievable. Pancakes? Is this our IHOP special? IHOP special of pancakes?
Top special of canned pancakes.
Altamont, just outside of Effingham, Illinois, just west of Watson. I know their feed's a little bit laggy. Let me see if we can get.
They just basically connected the warning with a different county.
This thing is an awesome storm.
Feel like this is getting too far away from the St. Louis radar now. The storm's looking kind of squishy. I mean, you could still obviously see the rotation with this radar, but the structure looks kind of funky from how far away it is. That one doesn't look much closer, to be honest. It looks like it's getting further away from both radars at this time. Let's try it out. We'll look at Evansville.
Thank you, Kat, for the $20.
But it's going to be getting closer to the Indianapolis radar after a bit.
Tomorrow, just isolated severe weather. Friday's pretty much the same way. I don't really expect much to be organized.
So, yeah, we're starting the rotation here, too.
Organize it all.
Both these radars are kind of far away, so it does look pretty smushy at this point.
I think on Friday there's a slightly better chance of a line of storms, but all right. Riley has an update. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey Max, although that was a very small tornado, it seemed like on Hunter's feed, we do have a damage report from it from Skip Talbot. This has a report of trailers blown around, power lines tilted, large branches down in a narrow swath on County Road 23, about 5 miles east of Sean Boyer.
Alrighty, thank you, Riley, for the update. So we are getting damage reports from this, the tornado that we did have. We could get a new tornado. Again, we don't have one actively, but one could drop at any time, heading up towards Effingham, Illinois. Effingham is not in the warning, but Effingham County is technically on the edge of this warning. We got a little Dorito chip here, or pyramid, for those in Altamont, just outside of Watson, and Avena is still in this tornado warning. I'm not sure if this storm's going to last that much longer, but I mean, again, the structure is just unbelievable on this thing.
I think it's more so that we're getting far away from the radars. Because, I mean, you look at this storm, it still looks like a monster. It's basically just because we're getting so far from the radars, it's looking a lot weaker on the radar, I think. It's just so smushed together, and we got a pretty good distance. We're just not getting as good view of it on the radar anymore. But, I mean, we're watching this chaser. I mean, this thing looks like an absolute monster still. I mean, that thing is cranking. It's still really big. Just kind of, you know, heading out into the radar dead spot, you know. I'm going to call it dead spot. I forget what the good proper term is for it. Like a dead zone where it's just you don't have the best coverage. This is like something, that's like a picture you would see in a science book of a mesocyclone, right? Like, that's picture perfect looking storm right there.
Mainly damaging winds tonight. I don't expect much of a tornado risk. What causes all the unique, different layers of a storm?
Rotation's still there, and it's.
So at IHOP, you get the Pakistan, you get those like those pancakes, right? They're all stacked up.
Yeah, I think it's just pretty much to do how far we are away from the radar sites at this point. It's just going to look funky.
That's the explanation. There you go. You're welcome.
It looks like the storm's actually getting kind of bigger, to be honest.
Weather stream, but really
Like it's grown in width.
as much of an IHOP special as what we had yesterday. Ryan,
I don't think the storm's getting any weaker, to be honest. I think it's just the radar position.
all that schooling for that. I mean, for the record, like the IHOP special goes hard.
Still has really high velocities in there, inside of it, deep inside. Like, this is way up there.
This Hunter's view of this tornado warn cell.
But these are very strong velocities when it gets lighter like this. It's getting close to 100-mile-an-hour velocities when I move it over to this far.
That's the only thing. We're just missing the syrup.
So it's got some serious power inside it still. Just smushed together. What's the position on it? It's still pretty much in the southern part of Illinois, it looks like.
Which I think he's in low signal. Then Hunter for now.
Take a closer look at our... Basically where that little lump pops down. It's a little bit further up. And just seeing how far the red area goes on Illinois
I think the
for this
left
warning.
I think that's Scud. I don't know. I do not think that's a funnel. I think if we have a tornado
We're
event,
pretty
we have a
much...
middle right, or we have a lower right.
Yeah, I think it's starting to get into the green now, though. No.
Rotation right over St. James,
The red, the area of the red on the SBC out's like right here. So it's still in the red
not Louisiana.
for at least the next hour or so. It's still going to be in the red area.
This is Ben's view from underneath the storm. He has low signal. Oh, here we go.
I mean, weather balloons aren't 100% accurate either, too. They just, well, I mean, the data's accurate they give, but, you know, you can't really pinpoint the exact locations of them.
Wait, Riley, you're unmuted. How can I hear you?
Kind of just, National Weather gives the best estimates based off the data we get from the weather balloons. But yeah, when you're looking at that circle, it could also be 50 miles north. It could be 50 miles south. You know, it's not going to be exactly. Looks like there's multiple rotations now that National Weather's looking at right now. Look at this here. I see all these triangles. We got one here. Well, that's hail. I'm sorry, they're not. They're measuring hail in 3 different storms right now. So we got a hailer right on top of Hillsboro. We got one over here by Frisset near St. Louis. So we got some more hailstorms picking up right now in Indiana, Illinois.
Okay, now I can't. I don't know what is going on. My audio is like bugging. I think your Zoom mic was on. Thank you, JD, for the $10 super chat. I can still hear you. Wait, what is going on? Oh,
We haven't looked. We need to check this storm out down here.
my audio is like glitching on my computer.
Let me switch to Paducah radar somewhere else. I want to see what that storm's doing, because that's kind of headed into the red area right now too. I'll take the San Antonio, Texas radar. I don't think we're going to need this again tonight.
Becoming a moderate velocity member.
How about this? I'll play close to the mezzo here. We'll see if it drops anything else. There, right there. It's going to be coming out of there if it came.
Got a big band of interference. Yeah, this thing's rotating too. Some rotation here on this one. Can't tell what's going on in that one because that big interference band, but this storm's heading into the red area. I don't know if I can look at it anywhere else. Let's see if I'm connected to St. Louis. I might be able to see it from there. Yeah, I got a St. Louis radar right here.
This thing could do it. I might be wrong. Maybe it could produce it.
I didn't even see this storm just south of St. Louis.
Wrap up a little bit more, I think. Get a little bit stronger maybe on velocity. I'd love to see, but
See any rotation there?
It's got strong rotation.
A little bit of blue notches there, but
It needs to tighten up in the low levels a little bit to have a shot.
yeah, I wanted to check this one down here.
All right, so we're gonna lose positioning here for just a second here, and then I'm gonna blast back.
This one's got an interference band here too, so we can't see. That storm's just in a bad spot.
Next road I get.
Hey, Chris, for becoming a minimum velocity member.
Next road I
This could be one of the last possible threatening storms tonight. We'll see.
He's getting out in front of this right now. Think of this. If we have a tornado be coming up towards the Altamont area just outside of Effingham, Illinois. This is again our only
No, though, this one looks like it's starting to rotate too over here by Taylor Springs.
All right, here we go. I'm going to take this road north here. I should have a good grid here. I'm going to take this road.
How big this thing is. Yeah, I mean, this one's definitely rotating up here too by Hillsboro. Definitely got some rotation here.
Memphis is weakening. We only have one severe warning now. And it's on our tornado warning. Ben Williams coming up on the area of interest. It's coming up right near I-70 right now, going towards just south of St. Elmo, coming up into Southmore Heights and Altamont.
And then, guys, I'll eventually probably just take another. We don't want to get wrapped up into the rain back in there on the left, so we'll probably have to take another right. Maybe if it doesn't look like it's going to produce a tornado, we can get out ahead of it before the sun sets and get that structure.
I hear you.
It's still
Talk
tornado
now.
warned here. I don't see much rotation on it.
No, mute yourself and talk.
Completely honest.
Okay, we're good right now.
See the rotation for sure there from Paducah.
Hey, Texas Country for the $20 super chat.
Looks like pretty mild rotation, but you can definitely see it.
Well, it could be right. It's actually, I think it's right above me. Yeah, do we have like a cinnamon bun? Right there, there it is. It's so high up. Couldn't even tell. And we have a cinnamon bun right there. Well, I can't even see, guys.
Yeah, this one is rotating down there, but
We have a tornado. Be pretty close to where Ben is. He's looking up into the sky right now.
yeah, this one's way down here. This is southeast Missouri. Actually, this just went through Poplar Bluff.
Once again,
We have a mod from Poplar Bluff.
Right now. Strongest area of rotations, basically paralleling I-70.
Also has some hail.
Right now.
Very small, quarter-size hail.
That's what it looks like again.
It's right above me.
I'll go back up to Evansville to look at our tornado warning storm from both radars.
That rotation's pretty much
I'm
paralleling
actually
I-70.
gonna turn around and go back the other direction because I don't want to get too far north. And then
I'm not connected to Evansville twice, am I? Nope.
close.
Update on Indiana. We'll do a little update across the board here in a minute.
Some yellow flowers out here in Illinois.
Oh my goodness, there's so much interference from this radar right now. I think the winds are blowing on it or something shaking it.
All right, as Ben
The
does
storm's
right,
covered in
right
interference.
middle. Just a quick update across the board. Beginning with Indiana.
Let's listen to Max real quick.
Firing up right now, but a lot of these are going to be hail producers. There's a very low chance of a tornado, really, with any of these storms over the next hour. But we could see an isolated tornado come out of these storms. We'll keep an eye on it. Again, just south of Columbus and Bloomington, north of Louisville. All these storms currently moving off to the northeast. We also have another storm west of Vincennes that is ongoing off of an outflow boundary with mainly a wind threat. I'm not expecting a whole lot of severe weather out of that storm as it moves off to the northeast. If you're back over in eastern Arkansas, this is just a huge mesoscale convective system that is continuing to bring a large area of at least gusty winds. There is still a chance that we'll see a little bit more damaging winds before this line weakens as it approaches the Mississippi River Valley. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch in place for Missouri, Arkansas, Western Tennessee, and Northwestern Mississippi, which goes all the way until 11 o'clock tonight. Make sure that you're staying weather aware if you're in that area, mainly for the damaging wind threat. Back over near Shreveport, we just have a couple of strong lines of thunderstorms that are moving through. Nothing too concerning in this area when it comes to tornadoes. Should be mostly wind across Louisiana tonight. And then back over near Waco, Marland, Killeen, and just north of Austin. Big outflow boundary that is going to continue to bring the threat for damaging winds and also the potential for some large hail. And also south of San Antonio, we still have that big hailstorm well outside of our risk area that is unbelievably bringing two-sized hail and
That storm is nasty. My goodness, that's a huge hail core.
Area. Wouldn't even rule out an isolated tornado with this. I think the chances are low, but definitely kind of a crazy storm down here south of San Antonio.
Go take a look at that storm.
Risk area for today. It's just in our general outline of general outline of just normal thunderstorms. And then back over west to Wichita Falls, you might be thinking, is this a repeat of last night? It is not. It is just a strong line of thunderstorms that is continuing to bring some damaging winds and hail, but I do think, generally speaking, the threat of severe weather is low. This is back to Ben Williams. He's on the tornado warning again in Illinois. Also, bottom right of your screen, north of Amarillo, going towards Pampa. Quarter-sized hail moving to the east. That's really about it. And also, over near Goodland, Kansas, we have warnings. Bottom right of your screen, northwestern Kansas even has some quarter-sized hail at 60-mile-per-hour winds. Hey, Travis.
National Weather's watching this.
Bear with me, chat. I'm coming. I'm getting on the storm again. Sorry.
You're just talking about this Texas storm having a possible isolated tornado down here, and we actually have a rotation right now. Speak of the devil. Let me check and see what. Let me check and see what National Weather's reading down here. We might get a tornado warning on this storm. Okay. So yeah, they're measuring at 8,500 feet, 1.0 strength, 11,000 feet, 1.0, and 4,500 and 900 feet. We got a 1.4 strength. So we do have a fairly stretched out rotation in this storm right now. That one Max was just talking about. So let's take a look at this thing. So yeah, I mean, this thing has 3-inch size. Oh my goodness. Almost 3.5-inch size hail. And this hail core is massive. This thing is, this is a Texas storm right here. Like, they make it big in Texas. They ain't lying. Like, this is a big storm.
Hey Max, we once again have a thunderstorm in Texas.
That tornado warning storm we have up there in Illinois, we could probably fit 15 of them in the size of this storm.
General thunderstorm risk.
Oh my goodness. Woo, that's a big boy.
Doom's just not cutting it today.
This is the classic rotating supergiant right here. This is what you see in Texas. I mean, you see them in other places too, but yeah, this is what you call a supercell right here. And this thing's trying. I mean, you can't deny that this thing looks like it's trying to make a tornado right here. I mean, it looks pretty obvious from the 3D view without even touching anything right now, right? So yeah, we might see a tornado from this storm. Now we can see it even reaching all the way up here, kind of going all the way up from here. And we had some there's some weak spots in the rotation, but this thing is rotating all the way up to 45,000 feet. So we got possible tornado on this storm with softball size hail. This thing is nuts. Now, just so you guys know, if like a storm like this was anywhere up north in the Ohio Valley, Illinois, or anything, this would probably be a PDS tornado warning up north. This is an extremely powerful storm, and I mean it's just very close to dropping a tornado right now, and it's just how it is down here in Texas. So. My goodness, the storm, guys. It's always just so fascinating seeing these in Texas. So we do have a very large signature on the end rod as well. So yeah, we're going to leave the radar down here, and Max is looking at it now. Yeah, it says the tornado threat's low, but I think this one could drop one at any time, to be honest. Then again, you know, you have some weird looking tornadoes in Texas sometimes, or rotating storms, but well, let's go back up to our tornado warning storm. These guys are still chasing it.
Cannot get over that. This is not what I was expecting today. I thought we'd get a nice mini supercell. Not a big old guy like this one. This one's becoming more miniature.
I mean, this is a pretty big storm, but it pales in comparison to the one in Texas for sure. This is just a big cell for being up north here.
You gonna go, dude? This guy could have gone for like.
We haven't even taken a 3D view look at this one in a while.
Bro, there's no way.
The road rage is real.
It's okay. They could have gone for like 10 seconds. All right, here we go. We're on our road. Oh my goodness!
It's a view of the storm again.
What a beauty right here.
How you doing, Chris?
Go, chat.
Hail and it's almost May, huh? This thing's still cranking, and I mean, it looks like it's growing in size. I mean, you have like big, large area rotation now. Just like remember how we seen this storm a while back? We just had an area of rotation, just like right here was it. All this, just it keeps growing. This thing's rotating more and more and more. So this thing's like getting stronger, bigger in size, but I don't know how much stronger our rotate. It looks like our rotating power is about the same, but like this thing, like it's getting bigger. It's getting more intense. Like this is high velocities right here. We're at very high velocities right now too, and look at the area with higher velocities is bigger too. So I honestly, I wouldn't be. I don't know. I don't even know what to think of the storm. I really just like to leave it to the professionals. Max is going to call it out, obviously, but this thing's looking scarier. And I love this 3D view of this Texas storm down here, man. That is something else, ain't it? That is amazing. They said they're going to go to the Bears cage. They're going to drive inside the rotating part of that storm right there, that the tornado warned. The chasers, they're going to drive inside the middle rotation, the Bears cage right now. What is that? If you guys want to pull up this exact streamer, I know Max is watching him, but let me find his name. This is Ben Williams. I'm gonna make sure he's in my description right now. I want to add him in. I don't think I have Ben Williams on my description list.
It's a massive mezzo.
I try to keep all the storm chasers listed, but you get new ones every day.
Look at that.
Storm, or which radar? Okay, so this is St. Louis radar still.
You can see it literally so circular.
Yeah, this one's still rotating too up here by Irving. I mean, it's a much smaller storm, but we still have rotation in that one. Nobody's really been watching this one. Let me take a look at this one again.
It's not on the ground, but it's low back there.
Thank you, Mara, for becoming a maximum velocity member.
I mean, this one still has rotation for sure. I mean, it's not nearly as strong as that other storm, but this one's rotating as well up here by Hillsboro.
Let's see if anything drops.
I'd like to actually see a storm chaser drive by this one just to see what it looks like.
See if anything will drop out of there. I don't know if it will or not.
And this Ben Williams guy is so excited. He's like, I want to see something drop. He's going in. He's going in, guys. I'm going to add him now. I got to find Ben Williams.
We got a tornado. It would basically be going right towards Effingham, so hopefully this
Ben Williams at youtube.com.
very low wall cloud there on the left.
That's where it would be. Back in there.
Ben Williams or Williamson?
This is right now over Altamont, Illinois, and it's going to be moving
Williams.
to Kep Town over the next few minutes.
Yeah, this guy's a pretty good chaser, man. He's a lot of Ben Williams.
Hey, Jenna, for becoming a minimum velocity member.
Storm chaser. Oh, yeah, listen. This picture, he has like picture of like goggles on. This is Ben Williams right here. I'm gonna add him to the list now.
It's gonna try. It's gonna try right there.
Oh man, it's raining.
This is a very low,
We're getting close. It's gonna cross
very
right in front of us
a second. Actually, we'll go back to him.
Almont. This is right over you guys. Almont.
Hey, Christina for the super chat. Once again, if you're
super tight rotation, but there's a big carved out mesocyclone with a lowering right here.
Screaming at the residents as he's driving through.
Cam again, if we could have a tornado at any
We got human sirens going through Almont right now.
very low.
At any time. I don't know if it has enough juice on it, but we could get one.
At least one tornado. It's already produced at least one tornado, so it's possible it tries to drop a new one.
It's rotating.
It's right now over Altamont in Illinois. It's going in the direction of Effingham. This is in
Debris raining from the sky. We got debris raining down.
saying there's debris raining from the sky. There might have been a tornado, or there might be one.
Debris raining down from the sky. Leaves raining down from the sky. It could have been on. It could have been briefly on the ground. We had debris raining down from the sky.
All right, I just got Ben Williams added into the list.
What is that right there? If we have a tornado, it's gonna be right over the east side of Altamont.
Okay, we got a really bad band of radar interference right now. I'm going to go ahead and go back down to the Evansville radar, see if we can see it better. Take another look at the scans of these velocities, see if it's getting any worse.
Tornado warning expires in 4 minutes. They're probably going to issue a new one here in a second.
All right, this is back at Evansville.
Or maybe just outside of Effingham. Going towards Funkhauser and Erie-ton.
Oh, by the way, also I'm going to link. This is Ben Williams right here. The guy I just showed you. He's the one that's actually on this storm right here.
This is really.
I don't think he's not a new storm chaser, but he's not somebody. I don't know his name off the top of my head.
Could be a tornado literally at any moment here near.
He's definitely making a bigger name for himself right now.
Should we follow it on the interstate? Let me find out how to follow this thing. Which road we're gonna want to take. We had the breeze coming out of the sky. This might have been on the ground. Usually,
See how much it's rotating right there above his head too.
It probably was because you're not gonna have debris. You're not gonna have debris raining down.
There's another Cloudiger and lightning strike.
You're not gonna have debris raining down.
I haven't seen any. We got it going right here. I'm not watching the video closely. I'm trying to. I don't know if we had any power flashes.
Tornado warning has been issued.
Literally underneath this mezzo. Also,
We have really low velocities now.
Effingham in Illinois.
Still follow it. Let me take this. Should have a perfect service road to take here.
Entire city of Effingham, Illinois is in this tornado warning. We got a large rotating mesocyclone here.
It's gonna drop. It could drop a big tornado. It could. It might. I think we just had a tornado on the ground because.
I think we're just missing from here to here.
From the sky. That doesn't happen like that unless you have something on the ground.
I know, I keep saying
think we had
debris,
something
guys. He means debris.
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 Debris. Oh, dude, I like this guy. I really like that, man. He's interesting. Hey, Misty. Nobody. It's just a big, scary looking cloud at the moment. We don't have anything on the ground at the moment, but it's definitely scary. I mean, we'll start flipping out if it gets on the ground. We'll make sure everybody knows. But
Put down a tornado. I'm not 100% sure. That debris could have been from RFD.
good thing too, if this does drop on the ground, Misty, it'll just be like a weaker one. So that's a good thing, right? Like, as long as everybody's inside a house, they'll be safe. Be inside of a house and, you know, away from windows in the innermost room. Don't be in a camper or trailer.
He's following this storm right now. I think this is Route 40.
Let me actually check to see the velocities on this storm, see how strong this thing actually is. Like, National Weather's not even marking it. I guess they don't do it in this county, but
right towards Effingham in Illinois again. Strongest rotations right over I-70 Route 40.
I mean, a tornado's a tornado regardless. They're scary, but yeah, I mean, this thing has the velocities are really weak. It'd be like an EF0 to EF1 if this did drop down. So this thing would not completely destroy any houses. It would just basically throw some stuff around, you know, It might knock some trees over, rip up some roofs and stuff, but it wouldn't do any, like, this isn't a life-threatening tornado if it drops. This is more just like an enthusiast watching moment. But yeah, I mean, obviously you don't want anybody outside if this did hit the ground. I mean, everybody needs to be inside and take shelter. But things can always change. It could get really strong. You never know. Okay, so we kind of got our best look at velocities right here. So we got at the greens about 50. So this thing's rotating about 90 to 100 miles an hour right now. Basically, that's our velocities. That's in the upper levels, though. It varies when it's down on the ground, right?
Okay. I agree with that. I don't think it's on the ground. It looks almost like it because of the rain shaft and how the rain currents are wrapping around our area of rotation.
It's just crazy because there's like such a huge scale. Like with tornado warnings too, we have like 4 levels. We have a TOR, which is what this is, just a regular tornado warning. Then we have a TORR, which is basically a radar confirmed tornado, or just something that's produced a tornado before and you're kind of keeping it elevated a little bit on the warning. Then the 3rd level is like that's when shit hits the fan. PDS warning is a TORP. They most likely wouldn't drop a TORP on this thing unless the velocities got way stronger. But yeah, TORP is basically when a tornado is heading towards like a town like this, right? And it's on the ground and it's doing damage, like stronger than EF1, like an EF2 or higher is usually what you get a TORP on, a PDS warning. Because anything stronger than an EF1 is when you're going to start getting into the strengths that are going to actually take out wall of a house, where you need to be in an actual basement. So yeah, anything after TORP is really bad. That's when it's like, oh my gosh, we got to get really serious now. And then the highest rating is a TORE, and that's a tornado emergency. Now they send out Amber Alerts just for a TORP, the 3rd level. But the 4th level is serious. Like you have to absolutely be in a basement or you're at risk of losing your life on a tornado emergency. And we do get those every once in a while, and they're scary. The whole tornado scale is kind of crazy too, because it doesn't even matter how strong a tornado is. It's like they rate the tornado on what kind of damage it does as well. So you could have an EF5 out in the cornfield and it breaks some blades of grass and they rate it an EF1 tornado, even though it was an EF5. Like it's a weird system. Yeah, TORE is for emergency. It'll be black. Right here, it's this purple one will turn black if we get a tornado emergency. I have videos of tornado emergencies in the past. We had a tornado emergency a week and a half ago on, might have been 2 weeks, Lake City. Lake City got hit by, it was as strong as an EF5, but it pretty much glazed the north part of Lake City, and it completely annihilated stuff. I mean, it was bad. Like, it didn't even hit Lake City dead on. It crunched cars up like a soda can. It completely destroyed the houses it hit. It was bad.
Me and Ben talk a lot, by the way. We're actually like friends.
Those are the ones, like, if I had a tornado emergency coming at me, I would get in the car and run. I wouldn't even look for a basement. That's just my personal preference. You shouldn't really ever tell people that, but that's what I would personally do. So, I mean, because, yeah, I mean, there's a point where, like, if a tornado is so strong, you're not even safe in a basement. You need, like, an actual, like, a underground tornado shelter built, like something that's like basically a tube of metal or something that's buried underground and stuff. So, but it's very rare to see something that strong. Like most of our strong tornadoes are generally like EF2s, 3s, and 4s on the high end.
I believe so.
Like probably an EF4 is like the strongest thing we've seen in the last 10 years. I mean, we've seen tornadoes with velocities with the strength of an EF5, but we haven't seen EF5 damage, thankfully. And not since, it was like 2011, and, I forget what city it was. We had an EF5 back in like 2011 or 2013. And this radar's acting up now. Where are we at? So I'm on Evansville. I mean, we're almost getting close enough to see it from the Indianapolis radar, but I don't think so. Oh, I haven't looked at that Texas storm yet in a while. Let's go see what that Texas storm's doing real quick down in San Antonio.
On radar, it is definitely broader as well. It has not been as strong over the last couple scans. The echo tops on this
that we had a few minutes ago with that
are
tornado.
much smaller too. It's around 34,000 feet.
This thing still has almost,
41,000 feet.
well, it's 3.5-inch hail right now in Texas down here, heading towards Kennedy and Karn City and Runge.
The storm is
I don't know how fast this thing's moving.
You need to be in your safe spot.
Thank you, Joseph, for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that.
All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and get out ahead of this thing a little bit, so it'll be easier to get my
Brandon
bearings
for the
on
$10
it.
super chat.
We just had
Debris
a carved
t-shirt
out
proceeds
mezzo
go to
just
bed. I don't know what the
second
heck a
ago, and
Debris
that went a
t-shirt
little
would
weird.
say.
Let me take a look at this storm. This is the one down in Texas. This thing was rotating pretty good about 15, 20 minutes ago when I looked.
Febreze can on it or something.
And the
Which I don't think
rotation
is
just
legal.
passed due west of us. Now it's gonna be just.
I mean, this thing has a hook on it. You see this hook right here. So these are the big nasty storms down in Texas. These things are a monstrosity. Anything that has, hail the size of a softball or a DVD or CD, man, these things are crazy. Yeah, it doesn't look like the rotation's
It'll be off to my left.
as crazy as it was before. You can definitely see a little bit here, but
It'll be up in there.
Once again, if you're in FEM, Illinois, you gotta be in your safe place, away from windows, lowest floor
There's just
possible.
there's a scary looking cloud there on the horizon.
this thing has some pretty strong velocities, though. We've got some still real strong rotations here and up in here.
Just to my
Our
north.
velocities higher up in this storm.
This road takes us northeast, so it's absolutely perfect.
Max said this was a pretty low chance for a tornado down here, but it is possible. Mainly, yeah, this thing's just a big, nasty hail threat at this time. But Texas is pretty much used to softball-size hail. That's the normal there.
We had a tornado, a very weak.
Yeah, this is GR2.
Under a big carved out mezzo.
I want to take a look around too, kind of.
Radar, again, our main area of rotation right now is
We haven't looked at any other storms in Indiana yet, or Indianapolis. We have some other storms. Yeah, see, this one's in a radar hole, right? Or it's not. It's in a band of radar. It's definitely in a big band of interference. So you're not going to really be able to see the storm on Radar Omega right now.
Our understanding, and so that's going to continue. We also have a few hailstorms still ongoing in southern Indiana. Not really much.
This one doesn't look like.
Very low chance.
Doesn't look like it's rotating nearly as much as it was before.
We do have a chance for at least some hail and maybe an isolated tornado. Let's go back over to Ben.
Oh, these are the ones I was looking at earlier. Okay, let's see what this thing's doing.
In the middle.
We'll get our bearings on this thing, and then if it's gonna drop, we'll if it's gonna drop, we'll do what we just did, and we'll get.
This is just south of St. Louis here.
That tornado.
Got a couple little storms down here in St. Louis. Let me see how big they are. We're really close to St. Louis right here. This looks like thunderstorms to me.
We're near I-70, just to the southwest of.
They're not that little.
We have a tornado warning.
Storms have a little bit of juice in them.
Brief tornadoes on this storm. As we came up to the storm, we were over in south central Illinois to start, but as we came up to the storm, there was a brief little needle.
We had these down here further south. I'm going to have to go back to Paducah. These are getting much closer to Paducah, so I should have a pretty good view on these now. But all these storms I'm looking at are in our 5% threat chance tonight, or 2 and 5%. So that's why I'm looking at all these. This thing's forming right here. That might have a little bit of rotation. It's hard to tell, but it's just now forming up. That thing's out there in the middle of nowhere by itself. Let me go to Paducah. All right, where is Paducah? Oh yeah, these are the storms that were in Little Rock. These things are cranking. Like this storm really hasn't gotten any attention today, and it should have. This thing's been doing brief spin up tornadoes left and right today. We've probably had at least 55-second tornadoes in this area in the last couple hours, but it's just they don't really warn them here in Arkansas because they're so used to them. But this thing is blasting with really strong winds and doing lots of damage here down in Arkansas. I mean, we'll take a look at the power outages real quick because these are the ones that went through Texas this morning. They're doing a bunch of spin ups down in Texas. So this is how it looked last time. See how much power these storms took out right here. They're all the way out here now, but I mean, look, we got tons, 2,000 houses lost power in Alachua County, 800 people in Nevada County, 1,200 houses in Pike. All these houses got 2,000 people up in Van Buren County. Hold on a second, let me turn down my stay here. All right. I wanted to refresh that power outage thing too to see if this thing's still cranking as strong as it has been the last hour or so. See if we have any more new power outages. Yeah, so this thing's still doing damage. So just another 300 houses lost power in Monroe County. It's like 500 in Prairie. It looks like it's not as strong further south. Well, I mean, we still have houses losing power, but it looks like it might be kind of weakening. It's not doing as much damage as it was back here. Yeah, a lot of these power outages are from brief tornadoes. You know, they spin up for anywhere from like 5 seconds to 30 seconds or maybe a minute, and they knock over a bunch of trees and take out power lines. And you can really kind of see it here where we have these like bright colors here. These are where like little small rotations pop up for a brief time and they cause a lot of damage. But like I said, this is in Arkansas, so they're used to crazy stuff like this all the time, so it's really not a big deal. They don't even really tornado warn them. But yeah, if this was up in Ohio Valley, this would be getting tornado warned nonstop. But that's where it's at right now. Oh, and I was going to go to Paducah. They're picking on that streamer over there. Well, it looks like we definitely have some radar or some rotation down here in this storm. Yeah, we got some rotation down here. Nobody's talked about this one. This clearly has some rotation on this one. It has a little bit of a hook. Where are we exactly? So this one's heading into southern Illinois. Went through Poplar Bluff, an hour ago or so. It's heading towards Cape Girardeau. Do we even have a thunderstorm warning on this thing? We do not. This happens, though. It's coming. Probably everybody in the world was watching my stream and we forgot to look at the storm right here. Even the national weather people. Yeah, it don't look too bad, though. It's definitely rotating, but it's mostly in the upper levels, as you can see. Nothing's really reaching down. I mean, if I turn the velocities way down, you can see it slightly. But you know, that's really low velocities. We're talking like 50-mile-per-hour rotations at this point. So, but you can definitely see a little bit of rotation here in the upper levels. You never know what's going to happen with this thing. We just kind of keep an eye on it, I guess. Check in on it here and there every once in a while. So this is, again, southeast Missouri heading into Illinois, southern Illinois, near Cape Girardeau. Oh, they're keeping track of the hail size at least.
Apparently Riley is working on a Debris t-shirt, by the way.
Yeah, 1971 is some guy in Japan.
I'll give something to Ben.
St. Louis Weather Club. How you doing, buddy?
For whatever we get on it.
This is our main mod right here, St. Louis Weather Club. He's always here helping us out.
Back to our 3-cam view. Ben actually has a view of this storm again. Let's go back to Ben. This is the storm back over here in
Look at this tornado warning storm again.
Illinois.
This is the one in Illinois again.
Might have a, I don't think we have a tornado, but we definitely have at is a link in the description.
Incredible storm here near Effingham, Illinois. We should have a view.
So much interference on this one. That's where the rotation. I'm not even going to bother looking at a 3D view of this right now with all that interference. It's going to completely demolish the storm.
Says there's a road right there. There's not a road. All right. I'm kind of getting sick of this right here, so I'm just gonna.
You know what? I know what we can look at. I'm going to pull up the in-rot. That'll tell us how much that thing's rotating. Yeah, I mean, it's still rotating. The in-rot usually tells you when there's interference still, but
We're gonna do is over the trees.
See, now the trees are blocking it, but okay, whatever.
what do you guys think at this point right now in this storm here? Do you guys think the storm's going to do anything? I mean, look at that. It's absolutely crazy looking. That is such a crazy view. That is unreal. That is so crazy looking. I mean, that picture you're seeing right there in Max's stream, that circle, I mean, that's this right here. This is like that whole big, massive circle he's looking at up in the sky right there.
This thing is still tornado warned. Coming into Effingham.
Yeah, Max a little confused right now because of all the interference isn't showing up on Radar Omega, so it looks like absolutely nothing's going on there right now. I mean, there's still rotation.
Crazy structure.
Otherworldly structure here, and Effingham.
It's like a giant cylindrical spaceship or something.
I just messaged Ben DeBreeze.
It's about to go right over top of Effingham.
About to be sunset here, or I think actually sunset may have already happened. It's about to, at least in Effingham. This was maybe an hour ago. We'd probably have some really crazy looking sunset view of this Supercell moving in to Effingham.
Yeah, this is our main area of rotation right here still. Wish we had a closer radar, to be honest. This is so far away from all of them. I mean, at this point, this storm is like exactly in between all three of these radars.
In the middle of the screen, that's where your meso is. That's
It's actually furthest away from Indianapolis. I wonder when National Weather's going to put in more radars. I wonder if they even have any plans in the future to do so.
It doesn't look like it's producing a tornado. So how about this? How about we go out ahead of it and just get this
UFO.
structure here?
This is back over
So
to
just give me a
Storm.
UF
Storm Intermedia. They're back over in Texas on some
UFOC, unidentified flying objectual cloud.
screen again in Effingham, where we do have a tornado warning. The rotation again has been pretty weak recently, and we are in a radar hole, so we don't have the perfect view of this. If we were to have a tornado, though, it would be on the northwest side of Effingham, basically parallel.
Radar Omega's pulling that up pretty good right now, though. It looks about the same.
And Lilyville areas in the next 5 to 10 minutes. So if you are in this area, make sure that you are in your safe place once again, away from windows, and get on the lowest floor possible and an interior room of your home or building.
See how Radar Omega takes out the purple blocks? It's not even showing them.
So we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning back over near Nokomis and south of Taylorville. This actually has 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds, quarter-sized hail, and
It doesn't show them on it doesn't show them on the reflectivity anyways, but if he had pull up the velocities, you could see.
And so that'll be again tracking northeast, just south of Decatur. We'll have to keep an eye on that for a low tornado potential.
I wonder if there's even an option in Radar Omega to turn on the interference block so you can know, when you're getting some bad data. One of these days, I'm gonna put Radar Omega on my computer.
All right, guys, you might be shocked, but guess what? Riley has put his drawing skills to the test again, and we now have a DeBreeze.
The Riley another T-shirt.
T-shirt. .maxvelocity.net. I'll put the link in the chat.
Oh boy,
It'll be pinned.
I love kids these days, man. They're good stuff. Tell you what, though, Max Velocity is one Superman of the weather, and he really makes that generation look very smart and intelligent.
These ideas are so dumb.
He is one hard worker.
T-shirt stocks are going up. Let's go back to Ben.
Oh, wow, look at that view. Oh, that is awesome looking. I don't know where that is, but that looks really neat.
Still having mesocyclone on this. If we have a tornado that's coming up into the northwest side of Effingham, moving towards Green Creek and Lilyville.
Is this the same storm? Oh, that's Ben Williams again. Yeah, he took off driving. Okay. I'm going to take a look around again real quick. Let's go back down to Texas. So let's look at Paducah first. So this one looks like it's starting to form a little more of a hook. I don't know if this thing's still going to do anything. Yeah, I do too, Misty. It's beautiful. That's like one of the coolest things about storm chasing is the sunsets and all the views. I mean, where is San Antonio? Here's San Antonio. Well, San Antonio.
I don't think they're going to issue a new warning on this just purely because the velocities don't look as impressive, but they could issue at least a severe warning with a tornado possible label.
This is our San Antonio hailer. Let's drop in 3 to 4 inch size hail there. I seen a 4 there for a second. So it looks like anywhere from 2 to 4 inch hail in this big monstrous hailer. This one's going southeast too. My goodness, this thing's running away. It's going to the Gulf of America. This said peace out, United States. I'm leaving. It's definitely got a hook on it.
We'll go back to Ben in a second. Once again, this is our tornado warning. Back over here near Effingham, Illinois. It goes for 8 more minutes. I think what will happen is that they'll probably issue a new severe warning for this area.
Kind of cut off the back end, but that's okay.
On radar at this point, but Woodbury would probably be the main area in the track of this. Toledo.
I mean, it's still rotating, but it's big and broad.
So I personally don't think the tornado risk is really there anymore.
Turn up the velocities.
Continue to at least produce a low-end tornado risk as it moves to the east.
And it's still showing like lower end velocities and higher ends, but it's not connecting them.
Ben is looking at now again. It's dark now, so it's gonna be hard to see anything, but structure's still pretty crazy.
Probably going to take a lot to get a tornado warning out of this storm. You can actually see, look at that. This rotation is so huge too, so it kind of be going up in the air. I don't even think it's. Look at the green touching the red right there. That's crazy how big this rotation is, to be honest.
If you did not see it, they are on the front page now, so it should be there in case you want to get one.
You can see the big tail, inflow tail coming right in.
I doubt they would even tornado warn this just because it's out in the middle of the desert. Actually, no. There looks like there's a bunch of houses and stuff out there. No. Yeah, it's just a bunch of bushes and roads and stuff, it looks like.
Still seems pretty broad.
Such a neat looking storm, man. That hail core, too, is just so big. I want to see that. I want to see the hail core in this thing.
Still rotation on this thing. I think overall the rotation's weak.
Actually, the tornado sirens you can audibly hear here on the north side of Effingham. Tornado sirens don't always go off.
That's how big the hail core is. The hail core of this storm's bigger than the tornado warning storm, I think.
Still looks like a little bit of a lowering back.
That is so much ice right there. It's enough ice to supply the entire United States for probably 2 weeks. For 2 years. I don't know. That's a lot of hail. It's insane. I mean, not only is it like in the inside of the storm, it's reaching up and over top of the storm. That's insane amount of hail. Unreal.
Got tennis ball sized hail that is now observed in Live Oak and B counties in Texas. So that is an upgrade. If we go back all the way to Texas, all the way back down here.
Well, Max is coming over here too.
Northwest of Beeville. This is
There could be a tornado in Texas really at any time without any risks, to be honest. The way it is down in Texas.
Actually, now I say that they have actually put in our new outlook, the Storm Prediction Center just issued a new outlook for tonight. They have extended the slight risk of severe weather to include this area, which
Yeah.
obviously nobody was expecting storms to fire down here, but we do have a storm that's ongoing.
Hey, let's look at that.
Continues from Arkansas, Missouri, and also goes all the way back through.
So if I refresh this, we should see San Antonio in it now, maybe? Yep. They put San Antonio down in it now. They actually, wow, look what they did. They cut all this out too. All this is taken out. Yeah, this is our threat for the night, and I think it's pretty small at this point. Oh no, they just put me in the 2%.
Looks like Ben has a view of that lowering right now. A little lowering. If you look at the left side of your screen, you can barely see it.
Looks like I'm going to get hit by a thunderstorm tonight. Maybe. It's yeah, I'd say it's winding down. It's hard to say.
We're really in a radar hole on this Supercell right now. It's been moving pretty slowly.
Like between this big Texas storm and the one up in Illinois, I've been pretty entertained. That and you guys hanging out with me.
Pretty hard to see anything right now, with it being nighttime.
I'm not even sure which radar I should go to up there.
I'll see if we can do that.
I think this one of Paducah near. It's not in Paducah. Let me look at the newer outlook. Is this thing in the area?
4 more minutes.
So it's right here. This is where that storm's at. See if it's in the outlook for right now. Yeah. So that storm that's rotating is right here. So this one, that's why it's rotating. It's still in the area that can cause a tornado. So this one's rotating pretty good too. I forgot about this storm. This one has a hook on it too. I was going to take another 3D look at it. I just wanted to let it get a couple more scans in. It earned its wings on that storm.
12 o'clock tonight, College Station, Brenham, Mexico, back over near Lufkin, Texas. Scattered ping pong ball size hail as well as damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour are going to be a possibility.
There's no way this thing's going to make a tornado. I don't think it's even remotely possible with it looking like that.
Oh, a beautiful sunset bottom.
It is rotating though. This thing is rotating. Don't get me wrong, it's rotating, but I don't think there's anywhere in the world this thing's going to make a tornado. Like it's rotations like this. That's what there's nothing forming right here. I think I'm gonna turn up the velocities even higher. Like there's nothing. Like there's no velocities like even up past like 60 miles an hour, which is nothing.
Look near Viceni's. Honestly, it has a little bit of rotation. I don't think it's going to do much though. Has a small little mezzo there north of Viceni's.
This thing is a lot closer than the camera looks.
So let's before I end the stream, let's go take another look at Illinois, Indiana, and I guess just Ohio real quick because they got it added in. See what's coming towards Ohio. Basically what I'm looking at right here, that storm in Texas is in the middle of nowhere. So if it drops a tornado, it doesn't matter, right? It's dark, you can't see it. This is basically our biggest threat still here. This one on top of Effingham. So this one, the one in Illinois is still really far away from Ohio. So I got to see what's actually going to hit Ohio over there. Like we haven't even looked at the storms in Indiana at all in the last hour or so. And that looks brighter right there. You see that uptick right there. Yeah, this storm's been rotating for, let me see how long ago I started the stream. Let's see how long this thing's been rotating. This storm I'm watching right now, this thing has been rotating for 3 hours and 25 minutes. It actually started rotating like 15 minutes before I started streaming. So this storm's been cranking out a really strong rotation for almost 4 hours now. And we're completely covered in interference, so this is just invalid, whatever we're looking at right here, pretty much. There's all this interference in it. So if that's the case, I'm gonna drop down to the NROT. It's pretty much the same as it's been the last 30 minutes. You know, just got this area here. All right, let's go look at Indiana and Ohio.
We may have a tornado trying to come down north of Effingham again.
What? Max saying we might have a. Okay. Oh, wait. Hold on, guys.
He's saying it's a funnel.
We did have an uptick on that rotation. You guys saw it.
So I mean, this could technically drop.
Looked like it got brighter there for a second. This is in Indiana though. I'm looking at the wrong storm. Hold on. Let's go back to Illinois.
Honestly, it does look like a funnel to me. I don't know if it's gonna drop, but it does look like a funnel.
Evansville.
It's coming right down from
They just dropped the tornado warning out too, so now I don't know where it's at.
There it is. It's still.
Here it is. Effingham.
Look at that. Here we go.
I think we got a funnel, guys.
It was about halfway down, so it may or may not have been touching the ground, but confirmed funnel here about halfway down. We still have a little bit of a funnel right there.
Tell you what.
no tornado warning on this, but
Tell you what. Ben Williams is the man tonight.
Side of Effingham, just crossing over I-57 right now, and it's going to be going up towards Toledo if we get a tornado. Hey, Christian.
Ben Williams is finding a tornado on the storm after the warning just ended.
Here we go. It's still a small funnel. Hold on. That light is kind of blocking my view. Those lights are blocking my view. Let me see if I can
still
move the car
have
real
a
quick here,
funnel
guys,
cloud.
and get out of those lights.
Got a little brighter too. Got a little brighter, but let's go to that velocity. I seen that little uptick. Yeah, right here. See, we got a little bright right there. That might be what's dropping
That
down.
light on the left.
Right here. See that? See how bright that is?
It might have lifted by now. I can't
That's-
tell because the dumb lights are so bright right there.
Oh man.
Hey, Obi for the super chat. I think if anything, for severe weather in Indiana, it'll be mainly hail. Low tornado risk
Hold on,
still.
let me turn around and just.
I'm gonna let him turn around real quick. Again, this is a storm that we're talking about here, going up towards Toledo, just to the southeast of Stewartson, again, north of Effingham. There is at least a funnel cloud in the last couple minutes. The velocities, again, we're kind of in a radar hole, so it's not easy to see it, but there is at least a little bit of rotation still. It's been broadly rotating
right
for quite
here.
some time. Yeah, we could see a tornado try to drop going up towards Toledo. I think if we do get a tornado, it's going to be on the weaker side of things, but no matter what, a tornado is a tornado.
Yeah.
Do we have another little area?
It doesn't matter what kind of tornado you see. It's still amazing, even if it
I don't see anything clearly here.
blows some leaves around.
Well, so it doesn't matter how elevated I think this thing looks. It's still trying to produce tornadoes. So, okay, looks like it's now lifted. I don't
Alright.
see anything else. It looks
So
like
it doesn't
it's
seem like we have a
lifted
funnel cloud anymore. We briefly had a funnel cloud there, though.
That was
David
neat.
for becoming a minimum
So,
velocity
yes.
member.
This thing isn't close to that good of a radar site, so it's gonna be hard to tell.
All right.
Popeyes, I was.
I don't
All right,
know
I'm going
if
back
it's
to
the
check
weather,
out
but,
Indiana and Ohio now. Let's go back to Indianapolis radar.
This would be the National Weather Service in Lincoln.
Thing's got a little rotation, but it's just a severe thunderstorm right now.
Popeyes order, chicken sandwich, fries.
Where is this exactly? Because this is like directly south of Indianapolis. This is the one that's probably going to hit me here in Cincinnati. And this one is still rotating. It still has hail. Still has like almost 1 inch size hail. And this is heading. See what direction it's going. Okay, so these line of storms are all heading into Ohio pretty much. So we're going to get some nasty hail, some pretty crazy thunderstorms for a brief moment in Ohio, it looks like. And also, obviously, the eastern southern part of Indianapolis. They did extend the tornado threat into about through here. But Everything's rotating too, but the chances, like, look at all these rotations here. I highly doubt we're gonna. Got a lot of rotations in all these storms here. But I mean, you know, they're. I highly doubt we'll see anything. Nothing's really, you know, tight. All these storms are heading towards Ohio. These don't look to be rotating hardly at all. These other ones here, and basically the southern and western part of Indiana. I don't see like any rotation on these. Let's go to Ohio now. So, I mean, this is pretty much it. I mean, we don't have anything else in Ohio. Looks like some recharge up here, but looks like these little lines of baby thunderstorms are going to be coming through Cincinnati in the next hour. That looks like about the end of the night, guys. I appreciate everybody coming in. Let me go ahead and pull up our threat for tomorrow real quick. They might have updated that, so let's look at tomorrow. Tomorrow, we still have the 2% chance here, basically on the western end of Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, and in southern part of Indiana for 2% chance of tornadoes. I'm basically going to play the same thing by ear tomorrow. I'm going to be watching, but I'm not going to start a stream unless we, you know, it starts to look like something's getting bad. So I'm not going to stream for sure, but if it does, I'll be here. Everybody's getting rain tomorrow, though. We're getting tons of storms tomorrow. There's going to be rain everywhere tomorrow, so you can't escape that. I don't think he is. I think I hit him from the channel or something because he kept spamming. Misty, it's gonna be. I mean, I've streamed like the last 7 or 8 days in a row, so I'll probably start watching around noon to 2 o'clock. And like, if we start getting tornado warnings, then I'll come on. But hopefully, we don't get any. Hopefully, we just get a day without some, and I just don't have to stream one day. I know people like, yeah, you want to stream every day, but no, I want to take a break every once in a while. I'm disabled. It takes a lot on me. Yeah. I mean, if it gets crazy, I'll be on in a heartbeat. But it's just, yeah. If we just get like thunderstorm warnings, I'm not going to start streaming. If we do, I will. But yeah, guys, thanks for everybody stopping in. Please like.